adjustable base.
Hassellus, that's the mattress store with no employees, right?
Try and buy with no pushy sales guy.
What about price?
Our 35 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393.
So I can take my time, buy the perfect mattress for way less, and I'll get a free box spring?
Yes, but only through Monday.
Oh, so it's a YOLO situation.
Sure is.
YOLO BOGO!
But if you wait too long, this deal is
no mo.
Buy a mattress and get a free box spring now through Monday at Hassellus Mattress. Find a self-service showroom near you or shop online at hassellus.com. Hassellus, employee-free, guaranteed.
The place to get caught up, to speak out, to connect and be entertained. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
6 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Monday, November 6th, our top story. After more than 3 years of delays, a Milwaukee murder trial begins today.
I'm Eric Bilstead. Trump to testify in New York.
I'm Brandon Snide. After 42 days, the Pack get back on track.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, looking pretty good out on the roads right now. Nothing major slowing us down. We got most of the overnight construction stuff kind of pulled back, and we're in good shape. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
A few early showers moving through this morning. Windy as well, but then we'll see sunshine on the increase with a high of 66 degrees today. Partly cloudy, low down to 42. Already at 57 degrees in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, after a lengthy delay, the trial of a former Milwaukee police officer accused of murder while off duty will officially begin today. WTMJ's Adam Roberts live at the Breaking News Center with a look ahead and a recap of how we got to this point.
That's right, Vince. Michael Mattioli is charged with the death of Joel Acevedo stemming from the morning after a house party at Mattioli's residence back in April of 2020. The two engaged in a physical altercation, leading to Mattioli allegedly applying a chokehold on Acevedo. 6 days later, Acevedo died due to what the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner ruled was traumatic suffocation and deemed a homicide. Mattioli was officially charged in May of that year, but pandemic-related delays, medical records requests, and numerous pretrial postponements delayed the start of the trial until today. Judge David Swanson will oversee the proceedings as jury selection begins, and the trial is expected to take 1 to 2 weeks. If convicted, Mattioli could be sentenced to 40 years in prison and 20 years of extended supervision. Live in the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts.
American Family Fields repairs and maintenance funds are more than meets the eye. Milwaukee Business Journal's Mark Cass tells WTMJ that fans might underestimate all the work that's needed there.
We actually went out there this weekend, went through the stadium to see some of the stuff, because as a fan, I've sat at the games and I thought, man, it's a nice stadium. Where's all this work needed? But you go underneath the stadium, you go onto the roof, you go into these areas where there is just a real need to upgrade, and that's what's got to happen here. So the Brewers believe there's urgency. Will there be a vote in the next week or two? I don't know. I hope so.
As of now, it doesn't sound like they have the vote. Senate Majority Leader Devin Lemahue says the bill does not have enough Republican majority support to pass at the moment.
In the Middle East, Gaza this weekend. More airstrikes in the region as Israel's military continues its ground offensive, saying Sunday it has completely surrounded Gaza City. Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Turkey today.
In Ankara, Antony Blinken meeting with his Turkish counterpart, talking, among other things, humanitarian pauses.
It could advance things that we're all trying to accomplish, including getting hostages back, including getting a lot more assistance into Gaza, including getting people out of Gaza, citizens from other countries who seek to leave.
But that position is weak compared to what most of the world wants, a full ceasefire. Also on the agenda, efforts to prevent the conflict from turning into a wider regional war. Tom Rivers, ABC News at the Foreign Desk.
The Hamas-run health ministry reporting 9,700 Palestinians have been killed in the war that started after Hamas militants crossed into the southern part of Israel on October 7th and killed at least 1,400 people.
Former President Donald Trump set to take the stand today in his own defense at his civil fraud trial in New York City. ABC's Allison Cossack.
Trump reportedly telling advisors he's not concerned about testifying. The New York Times says Trump has held multiple preparation sessions. There won't be any cameras in the court today for his testimony. During his deposition last year, Trump invoked the Fifth Amendment hundreds of times and read a statement attacking New York Attorney General Letitia James, who is expected to call him to the witness stand today.
The former president and his eldest sons, who took the stand last week, are accused of grossly inflating his assets and falsifying corporate financial statements.
Coming up, new findings on seniors staying in the workforce. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:04.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here. Are you thinking about remodeling your bath or shower? Well, now's the perfect time to save on design and remodeling with Kohler Services, a family-owned business for 150 years. Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, offering fast professional installation and care for life. For 2 weeks only, Kohler Services is offering $1,500 off your shower or bath remodel from now until November 15th. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with installation always included. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff Kowal of the Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist. We know that you've sacrificed to build a life for the ones you love. Now let us help you prepare to get the most out of your lifetime of hard work for both you and your family. Our focus on retirement gives you the experience you need to help preserve your principal, grow it, take income from it, and pass it on to your heirs. Give us a call today at 262-522-4040 or visit thekowalway.com to schedule your complimentary review.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
If you own a company or you're in management, you know how valuable your local employees are. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Show your gratitude with a company holiday party at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club, recently voted the best supper club in the area. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free. Half your employees' dinners are free, saving your company hundreds of dollars, and they get a great dinner in a fantastic atmosphere. The Fox and Hounds, tucked into the Kettle Moraine Forest, the warmth and aroma of the real wood-burning fireplaces hits you as soon as you walk in the door. And the holiday decorations are incredible, putting your employees in the holiday spirit. Gift cards make perfect holiday gifts. With the buy one dinner, get one free offer, it's like getting a free gift card. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the famous Holy Hill Shrine. The drive is beautiful. I love this place. Book your company holiday party and order your gift cards today at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. Relax tonight. Enjoy your free dinner. foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Staples stores provide innovative products and services for small business, remote workers and learners, even teachers and parents. Explore more at your local Staples store.
Are you tired of being tired? Go to adventknows.com.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:06.
Packers snapped that 4-game losing streak, 20-3, the victory over the Rams. Packers built a rare halftime lead, kept the Rams offense off balance through the day.
The Packers had been outscored 73-9 in the first half of their last 5 games. On Sunday, thanks to Aaron Jones, the Packers held their first halftime lead since week 2.
Certainly to be able to give him the ball as much as we did today, it helps our offense. He's a dynamic player.
24 touches, 99 scrimmage yards for Jones.
Usually good things happen when the ball's in his hands. I know he had the fumble, and he said he had to make up for that, and I think he's done that. I mean, he's done so much for us over the course of the 5 years that I've been here. And
Greg Matzik, WTMJ Sports.
Here from Packers quarterback Jordan Love, and Brandon Snide has sports at 6:15. Next up for the Pack, Pittsburgh to face the Steelers Sunday afternoon.
Wisconsin Vietnam veterans back home after a big weekend honor flight going to Washington, D.C. At the return to Mitchell International, Group Ambassador Patrick Zagzewski told TMJ4 News how it felt to be honored.
I was a Vietnam era vet. I was called different names like baby killer and being spit on, and that took this coming back like this. It took everything away.
This is the last Stars and Stripes honor flight of the year. You were there at the airport. Much more coming up on that in just a few minutes.
Yeah, really cool night. If you've been considering putting off retirement well into your 70s, new research suggests you're in good company.
More Americans than ever before are electing to stay on the job beyond the age of 75, simply because they can and want to.
People who are healthy, enjoy their work, and don't need to be caring full-time for somebody else.
Hunter College professor Ruth Finkelstein includes those over 75 who aren't having fun on the job.
Essentially, they can't retire because they don't have the money to retire.
Stephen Kaufman, CBS News.
See, I wonder how much of it is they have to work versus they don't know what else to do versus they enjoy working.
I think all of the above, right? Look, this isn't like, in many cases, a 9 to 5. Just, I'll mow lawns someday.
Yeah, I suppose.
Work at the golf course, make you feel good.
Work at the True Value, maybe?
Sure, right. No, I have no advice for you there. Sir, that's a screwdriver. Oh, I'm sorry. Yep, my bad. 6:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Traffic is sponsored by Evans Transportation Services. Thank heavens for Evans.
This is a year of change for Wisconsin football. Whether it's a new quarterback or coach, our teams will be exciting to watch this season. As Wisconsin's 3PL, Evans Transportation knows a thing or two about changing things up when it comes to manufacturers' accounting, shipping, and tracking needs. Call Evans if your supply chain team isn't running on all cylinders this season. Good luck to our Wisconsin football teams from Wisconsin's 3PL in Delafield. Find them at evanstrans.com. That's evanstrans.com.
Do you check your savings account and wonder if you're even saving at all? At Town Bank, we view banking differently and actually want to see your savings grow. With our amazing new CD rates, you can now earn even more, so you can sit back and relax. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start earning more. Go to townbank.us/locknewrates or visit a Town Bank branch nearest you today. Bank differently with Town Bank. Member FDIC.
Traffic is sponsored by Built Right Furniture, Leather and Mattresses.
For affordable, better quality furniture and mattresses, you've got to get to Built Right today. Built Right Furniture saves you money. 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
Checking in with Debbie here for a first look at our roads.
Yeah, still looking pretty good right now, Vince. Not seeing too many delays around the areas. Pretty much standard speeds and road conditions not looking too horribly bad right now. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, a few early showers, windy with increasing sunshine during the afternoon. High temperatures jumping into the mid-60s. Southerly and westerly winds could gust as high as 35 miles per hour today. It's partly cloudy overnight as lows dip back into the lower 40s. Partly sunny for Tuesday with a high near 50 degrees. A chance for showers on Wednesday, mostly cloudy with highs in the low 50s. Partly cloudy by Thursday with a high of 52 and mostly sunny for Friday with a high near 50. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
And now Milwaukee temp at 57 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
Talk about at the top of the hour news, a really cool night at Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport this weekend. Finally got to one of these honor flight welcome home parades, Eric. 2 flights went to D.C. Saturday with the Stars and Stripes honor flight. WTMJ's John Mercure, member of the board of directors for that fantastic organization. He was on one of those flights. He was a bus captain. I hear you want to be on Mercure's bus.
Oh, he's great. I've seen him in action. He's a great bus captain.
So a friend of ours was a guardian as well, went with his neighbor who's a vet, and then my daughter's cheer team at Greendale. They were invited to be part of it as well. I think they do that once a year. They must spread it around a little bit. The band that was playing was Oak Creek. Okay. So they had a little pep band going, and the cheerleaders kind of go right behind the color guard and lead things through.
It is an amazing moment, right? Like you almost aren't even walking by the time that's done. Like it's just everyone's just flying high.
It goes for a long time. I mean, I guess they filled up like a 737, so you had a lot of. And again, there were 2 flights, so the first one comes through, and there's a little bit of anticipation because they're typically a little bit behind schedule.
Right.
So then you're wondering, okay, with their wheels down, they're here. Then there's this lag, and you're waiting and waiting. But
then the couple that comes from Albuquerque, you're like, what is happening?
What is going on? Nice to see you all. Right. My couple of favorite parts, though, was just seeing particularly some of the older vets. You know, some guys were still pretty emotional, but some of the guys were like eating it up.
Oh, absolutely.
Shaking hands, slapping 5, kind of like, yep, that's right. That's right. Come on, bring. Yeah. I will take every bit of this. So fun to watch. Right? And then the young people, like the connection between the kids, younger, and there were grade schoolers there and high schoolers, and the connection between them and the vets, and hoping it was more than a handshake. You know, I talked with Mercure a little bit after, and you know, he says, you know, this is great, this is the party, and this is a really important part of the process. But in D.C., it's a different story.
Yeah, oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, guys finding friends of theirs, taking the rubbings on the wall, all of that stuff. So you go through the full gamut of emotions.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And just that was the part of the conversation I shared also with my young one after. I'm like, this is cool that you saw that, and that's really important, but here's what goes on the whole day and what these guys went through. So really special night. If you haven't done it, you can usually find out when they are, and you don't have to be affiliated with it in any way. You can just go, show up early, bring a chair.
It's cool. You want to feel good about humanity.
Yes.
Go to that event.
Veterans Day coming up on Saturday. 6:13, Sports Next with Brandon.
Attention value hunters, save on new Black Friday Now deals this week at Fleet Farm. Enjoy 20% off select sizes of our chocolate candies. Get a Food Saver vacuum sealing system for just $69.99. Stay warm and cozy with Mega Warmer 10-packs, 2 for $10. And stock up on softwood fuel pellets, 2 bags for only $11. Save big on everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Absolute Comfort HVAC. Worst time to start asking, hey, do you know an HVAC guy? It's when your furnace already quit on you. I've got your guy, Absolute Comfort HVAC. Brent and his team offer a full furnace tune-up for just $89, or do what I did. Bundle that with the spring AC tune-up, $150 plus tax. That includes discounts on parts and equipment and no fees for emergency repairs. Absolute Comfort HVAC. They're your HVAC guy. AbsoluteComfortWI.com.
Ask your advisor, are you 100% fee only for 100% of your clients 100% of the time? If they answer no, get a second opinion.
Financial strategies, what's the way to build your wealth?
FinancialStrategiesInc.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
After going 42 days without a win, quarterback Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers finally snapped their 4-game losing skid on Sunday afternoon.
Love, two fakes, and he finds Musgrave for what might be the knockout punch on the first touchdown of the rookie's career.
The call there on Fox Sports as Love found rookie tight end Luke Musgrave for his first career touchdown as the Packers rolled to the 20-3 win at Lambeau Field. Are we feeling better?
I just found it an enjoyable game. Even the mistakes we made, it was like there was back and forth. It was entertaining.
It was. There was a lot
clean
going
up the
on.
laundry a little bit, maybe. Just clean up some of those penalties.
Well,
Just saying.
quote-unquote penalties. Love finishing the day going 20 of 26 for 228 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, and an impressive 115 passer rating.
I think it's exactly what we needed in this situation, you know. Like I said, been a couple tough weeks. Weren't able to finish the games off, and just to come out here and I think just put it together in all 3 phases. Offense played good, defense balled out, special teams we were able to make some plays, and it's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect, but I think just the position we were able to put ourselves in and to come out with a win, it definitely is going to help us, and we just got to keep stacking it going forward.
You heard QB1 there talk about it. The defense. It's a unit that usually finds himself getting the heat after most games. They had themselves a pretty great day, keeping the Rams out of the end zone and found themselves getting some high praise from head coach Matt LaFleur.
I was really proud of our defense today because they were put in some really tough situations, and we survived some of those bad spots, obviously, to open up the second half with the fumble on the first play. It's definitely not what we talked about at halftime. But our guys stepped up and kept them out of the end zone and forced a punt.
With the win, Green Bay improving to 3-5 on their season. They will travel out to Pittsburgh next Sunday for Week 10. Over to the NBA, where Bucks basketball will be back in action following their Friday night win just a few nights ago. Milwaukee will be in Brooklyn to take on the Nets. The Bucks defense looking a bit different last game, and according to head coach Adrian Griffin, listening to his players was an easy change to make.
Players are in the trenches and they see things sometimes. We watch it sometimes on film, but they live it, So that helps me, like my playing experience helps me kind of relate to and understand where they're coming from. And, the players are not always correct with their assessment, but I think it is wise to at least listen to them. And then if it makes sense, we incorporate it, but we're all pulling for the same thing, and that's to win.
Bucks next coverage will begin right here on WTMJ beginning at 6. And lastly, UWM Hoops, they are back. The Panthers are set to take on, there it is, I was waiting for it. That is not a play, that is Vince with the sound effect there. The Panthers are set to take on UW Stout tonight from the Kalachi Center. Coverage will begin over on 101.7 The Truth beginning at 6:30.
Hey, so we might get a Craig Counsell decision here coming up this week, right? Hopefully.
Reportedly deciding between a few teams. Does that worry you?
I don't know. I'm kind of confident now again. I don't know why. I feel like he's just kind of making sure that the Brewers pay him more money.
I'll tell you this. The longer this goes on, the more I get worried.
Interesting.
Because if it was just a match this money, what's the wait?
Well, that's a lot of papers. You got to drop the papers.
So can I play a real quick bite? When Council's on and Vince asked him about like, hey, what are you thinking about when you go into the offseason?
Would you share, Craig, what will factor into that decision? Granted, it's going to happen at the end of the season, but what are you thinking about?
Yeah. I would love to share that at the end of the season with you.
Okay. All right. Well, it's the end of the season.
Yeah, come on.
Coming up, the faces are real. The bodies are not. The naked bodies. Was a crime committed? That story next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Your way inside the huddle.
Hut one, hut two.
Without putting on any pads.
Hi.
It's Green and Gold Insiders on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
No one's going to feel sorry for you. Matt LaFleur likes to tell us that all the time. No one's going to say, oh, well, these poor guys, they have all these rookies. We're going to take it easy on them. Nobody's going to do that.
Every day of the regular season at 4:15. It's Green and Gold Insiders all season long. Right here on WTMJ.
Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. They've been at it for more than 40 years in Southeast Wisconsin. Family-owned, very proud to know and be friends with owner Chuck over there. Like just a good person, a good family, and they want to solve your problems. That's their job, is whether it's roofs or whatever they're doing, they want to make sure that they're finding something that's going to work for you. Now's the time. You thinking about a roof next year? Now's the time to jump on the website. TriCountyContractingWI.com. That's TriCountyContractingWI.com.
A decision we made that nobody believed in, that we felt strongly about, was the name change from PM Bedroom Gallery to Penny Mustard.
Ben and Arvid Huth, brothers and owners of Penny Mustard Furnishings.
Well, we knew the name fit right away.
Yeah.
And I mean, when we saw the name, I'm like, yep, that's it. And you saw the name and you were like, that's it.
Yep.
And we had a key employee that said, I won't even work for a company that has that name. I couldn't even wear a shirt that has that name on it.
But I remember after we announced that, the Journal Sentinel in Milwaukee had ran an article, and then there was a bunch of comments online afterwards. And I remember counting, there was 145 comments. 143 were negative and some extremely negative.
Yes.
Brutal.
Hate mail.
It was bad.
It was bad. People hated it.
And the other two that weren't negative were like, oh, this is genius. It's got all you guys talking about it.
The other one might have been our mom.
See more at pennymustard.com.
So I guess the moral of the story is, if you know something's right and everybody else says it's not the thing to do,
go with your gut.
Go with your gut. Yep.
621, Debbie, what's happening on the roads?
Not much. We've got a pretty good ride shaping up. We do have one broken down vehicle on 94 eastbound right at 84th Street. It's off on the right shoulder. But other than that, everything's rolling along pretty well, so it's super quiet. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Few early showers should move out today, and then we'll see increasing sunshine. Windy as well with a high of 66 degrees. Tonight's low down to 42. Partly sunny on Tuesday, high 50. Wednesday's high 53 with a chance of showers. Thursday, partly cloudy, high 52. 50 degrees for the high on Friday under mostly sunny skies. Right now, 57 in Milwaukee. Glad you're starting your week with us on Wisconsin's Morning News. Fake images, real victims. We covered the story this past week. Students at Nicolay High School facing child pornography charges for posting a video of some fellow students engaged in sexual activity to social media. That video was real. But there's a case in a New York City suburb that is confusing authorities really about what to do because the naked pictures circulating around Westfield High School are fake. ABC's Jim Ryan is on this story for us this morning. He's live on the Tri-County Contracting Hotline. So, Jim, appreciate your time. We were just talking about this this past week here, but this case is different. The pics involve real students, but they're not actually naked?
No, they were created in somebody's phone. One of the boys at that school, this is at Westfield High School, which is in suburban New York City, but it's in New Jersey. And that's important. I'll tell you why in a minute. But, yeah, the images were created in a student's phone. A boy who goes to that school took images that he had found of some girls, then attached them or morphed them into pornographic images that he found elsewhere. Then he started distributing these online or distributing them to other students there at the high school. Some of the girls got wind of this. They told administrators. The administrators came down on the student, and now they're trying to figure out what to do about it. Could there be legal sanctions against this student? Or those who accepted and started looking at these images? Maybe not. Because while New York State has provisions against this sort of behavior. New Jersey doesn't, and it's just outside New York City, across the New Jersey line. And so, it's a confusing epidemic there at that school and elsewhere as they try to figure out what to do, how to navigate these new waters of deep fakes.
Well, it's so hard, Jim, because what would the punishment be? Is it child porn? Is it even a crime if the pics aren't real?
Right.
and this, not even just this case. We're going to have to navigate this out across the country, across the world.
Absolutely. State legislatures are looking at it. Florida has taken up some measures related to this. Congress, at some point down the road, will have to look at this once it deals with all the rest of the stuff it's working on right now. But you're right. And so for now, it's just a confusing mess. And part of it is that the technology is moving so fast. It's outpacing lawmakers' ability to keep up with it and to write legislation. We first started seeing these in about 2017. And there's a fascinating statistic, a company called Sensity AI, which is a maker of artificial intelligence products. It says that more than 90% of deepfakes are porn. You've probably seen the one of politicians saying strange things that they'd never said, but it looks very, very real. Well, now, according to Sensity AI, more than 90% of these deepfakes are pornography.
I wondered about that, too, where the line is drawn, whereas, say, student's face is put on the butt of a horse or something like that, or where it's embarrassing or making fun of a kid, but it's not necessarily pornographic.
That's mean, but it's not illegal.
Yeah.
Right. And where the line is.
Well, and there's kind of a difference here because, and some of the parents of the girls who were involved, those whose images were used in this way, they're terrified that once they graduate, they try to get a job. What if somebody out there in the employment world has seen these videos and thinks that they're real or these still images? And so, they're concerned about that. They're worried that their lives have been affected and maybe ruined because some kid with a phone and a cheap piece of maybe free software, in fact, took images and created this kind of pornography.
ABC's Jim Ryan with us live this morning. Thanks so much, Jim. Good to talk to you always.
All right. Take care.
News about your money this morning, WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average. We'll look at what's happened here. Dow back above 34,000 now, up 222 points in trading on Friday to 34,061. NASDAQ closed at 13,478. That was up more than 1.25%. And the S&P 500 up another 41 points to 4358. It's time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com. Click on the Get Started button now. Vince Vitrano here with Dr. Alex Young at Connect Chiropractic, one of the team of docs who's been adjusting me for the last 2 months, 2.5, Doc.
Yeah, it's going on.
Starting to make progress here. Am I coming around a little bit?
Yeah, we're seeing some good improvements.
Yes, I would totally agree. I've told folks how you do things differently at Connect Chiropractic. Instead of the twisting and the popping that some folks associate with chiropractic care, you use one of those specialized tools to make all the adjustments. Click, 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 click. Can you explain why you do it that way and what that's about?
Absolutely. So traditionally, chiropractors look at the body from more of a musculoskeletal standpoint. What that means is that they're looking at it from a bone and joint standpoint. They're looking for where your pain is or where that joint is lacking motion or mobility, where things aren't moving properly. And that's probably going to be where they're going to adjust you. We're looking at things from your nervous system. So when we adjust, we're looking at how's your nervous system functioning and where is it not functioning. Because of this, the major difference that we often see is that we're not adjusting where your pain is. So sometimes people come in with low back pain, and we decide to adjust their neck first. Think of it like a fire alarm going off in your house, right? You can pull that fire alarm out, you can pull the batteries out of it, but that fire's still burning. Same idea here with your body. If we adjust where the pain is, we might get a little bit of that pain to go away, but that fire's still burning.
Now, I imagine without the twisting and the cracking and such, folks who have been told they can't have chiropractic care or shouldn't seek chiropractic care for an assortment of reasons, might they have an opportunity to learn that it would actually work with you?
Absolutely. We can help a lot of people who might otherwise not be able to see a chiropractor. So if they've had a fusion in their neck or somewhere in their spine and have been told they can't see a chiropractor, we can definitely still help them out along with a lot of other scenarios.
Dr. Alex Young with Connect Chiropractic in Wauwatosa and soon to be opening in Delafield, the docs I'm trusting with my chiropractic care. You can learn more, even book your first appointment at goconnectchiro.com. That's goconnectchiro.com.
Exergen thermometers are a top choice of medical professionals at highly ranked hospitals across the U.S. Accuracy matters, so make Exergen the chosen thermometer for your home and family.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
SemperFiRoofing.com.
Wisconsin's Morning News National Anthem is powered by Wenniger Compressor, American patriotism made in Wisconsin, the Air Force Reserves Band.
It's 6:30. I'm Adam Roberts, and this is Wisconsin's Morning News for Monday, November 6th. Your top story, the Secretary of State heads to Turkey.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We are in the clear right now. Everything is looking pretty good. Not seeing any delays out there. Volume's picking up, but we're moving along well. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Wind, the name of the game in your storm team forecast today. Plenty of it. A high of 66, a low overnight of 42. Currently windy and 56 degrees in Milwaukee. And right now from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, after 3 years of delays, the trial of a former Milwaukee police officer accused of murder begins with jury selection today. Michael Mattioli is accused of killing Joel Acevedo in an altercation the morning after a party at Mattioli's house. Defense attorney Jonathan Lavoie telling TMJ4 News the defense is likely to focus on cause of death in the case.
The prosecution is going to say that this was an asphyxiation based on the chokehold that caused an inability to breathe. The defense is going to say that this was a combination of some type of medical issue combined with the use of drugs and alcohol that may have been unforeseen by Mr. Mattioli.
The trial is expected to last 1 to 2 weeks. Mattioli is facing 40 years in prison and 20 years of extended supervision if convicted. Republicans heavily investing in the state of Wisconsin with the bringing of the 2024 RNC to Milwaukee and a number of big races coming up in the state next year. Wisconsin Democratic Party Chairman Ben Wickler tells WISC-TV in Madison he's confident his party can still succeed in the Badger State.
We're so excited about President Biden's re-election campaign and Vice President Harris. What we've seen over and over is that the more voters find out about what President Biden and Vice President Harris have done in office, the more excited they are about the ticket.
The President, Vice President, and First Lady Jill Biden have all visited Wisconsin in the last 5 months. The CDC this week saying tobacco product usage among high schoolers has decreased but increased among middle schoolers. National Director for Tobacco Programs at the American Lung Association, Michelle Mercure, tells WTMJ there's a chance social media has something to do with the figures.
They're seeing these and viewing them as being harmless, and they're seeing influencers online that are using these products pretending like they're harmless. And so I think they're influenced by that.
Mercure encourages parents to discuss tobacco products and their side effects with their kids. A trial in suburban New York could be key in the legislation of so-called deepfake images after a male student was accused of manufacturing pornographic images of female classmates using AI technology and spreading the images online. ABC's Jim Ryan telling Wisconsin's Morning News why prosecuting people in cases like this can be problematic.
Technology is moving so fast. It's outpacing lawmakers' ability to keep up with it and to write legislation.
Ryan says about 30 students were impacted in the suburban New York case. And Milwaukee Mitchell International filled with the families of Vietnam veterans this weekend as participants of the Stars and Stripes honor flight returned from our nation's capital. Marilyn Wagner's husband Donald was returning from the flight and she tells TMJ4 News the flights are important not just to veterans, but their families as well.
It is so wonderful. Such a nice, grateful thank you to them for their service. Whoever thought of this
was a genius because they all come back, with such gratitude and appreciation.
Stars and Stripes has flown roughly 10,000 Vietnam and Korean veterans to D.C. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 6:33.
Coming up, an iconic singer didn't so much like the way Siri said her name, so she went about to change that. That story next.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
There are many reasons to choose document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Chris McLean, co-owner of DBAT Brookfield, the baseball and softball training facility, had his reasons.
I think the biggest thing, the important things for me are effective communication and timely response.
James Imaging Systems, Kyocera copiers, Kyocera network printers, Kyocera color systems, and the James team that works with you to provide the business technology to help you thrive.
Honestly, Candy had a lot to do with it.
Candy, your James Imaging Systems sales representative.
Candy built great rapport with our general manager right out of the gate. It helps that they're a local business. We're a local business as well.
James Imaging Systems, effective communication and local responsiveness.
They're a partner. James Imaging is a partner, not a vendor.
Kyocera from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
It pretty much hurt doing anything. I couldn't ride a bicycle. You don't have your life because you don't have your mobility.
So when Patrick heard about QC Kinetics here in Milwaukee and their non-invasive regenerative treatments for pain, no waiting, he called them immediately.
There's no downtime. There's no rehab. That was the tipping point for me. I didn't have to take any drugs. I didn't have to rehab.
Before considering surgery, check out QC Kinetics all-natural treatment options that restore and repair damaged joint tissue in your knees, hips, shoulders, and back.
If you have knee replacement surgery, and then the knee is not yours, and there's no guarantee that that's going to be successful.
QC Kinetics. Patients around the country are raving about the results. They're getting back their mobility, taking back their lives with no downtime, no drugs, and no surgery. Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
All right, so the Packers back to winning ways. We'll break down the win for you. Brandon Snide has sports at 6:45.
Barbra Streisand is in the news. She's got a new book coming out. New memoir, My Name is Barbara. Drops tomorrow.
It is indeed.
The long-awaited memoir comes out tomorrow. So she's been doing some of the media circles. She's on CBS over the weekend, talked to BBC. And it was interesting. She was on chatting with BBC, and she said she was getting frustrated with Siri because Siri would say her name is Barbra Streisand instead of Sand. It would say Barbra Streisand.
Barbra Streisand as opposed to Streisand.
Right.
It's Streisand, like sand on the beach. Now, how simple can you get? Sand on the beach, Streisand. So anyway, I decided, how do I change this?
Yeah, so she had to fix this.
Right, or you don't. You just be like, oh, well.
No, and she found a way. She went right to the top.
I figured I better call Apple. the head of Apple, Tim Cook. And he had Siri change the pronunciation of my name to be correct. That's one perk of fame.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so. If you're Barbra Streisand, you just call Tim Cook and say, hey, can you make him say it right? And now it does.
What is the call screening process for the CEO of Apple? You call the office. Yeah, Barbra Streisand for Tim Cook, please.
Tabs on line one.
Sure it is. Right.
And I'm Santa Claus. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Good. He's in a meeting.
Then all of a sudden, Memory started being played.
Right. Shall I sing a number for
music.
you? What will it take for you to believe me? News is sponsored by Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialists. Retire well with Kowal.
A strong retirement plan should go beyond investments and savings. Hi, I'm Jeff Kowal, founder of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist. We know that you have sacrificed to build the life for the ones you love. Now let us help you prepare to get the most out of your lifetime of hard work for both you and your family. For over 35 years, our team of nationally recognized fiduciary advisors have helped clients manage and preserve their wealth. Our focus on retirement gives you the experience you need to preserve your principal, grow your retirement income, and pass it on to your heirs or donate to the causes you care about most. When you have $750,000 or more in retirement assets, you know that every decision matters in your path to retirement. Now is the time to make one more smart decision. Call Kowal Investment Group today at 262-522-4040. That's 262-522-4040. Or visit thekowalway.com to schedule your complimentary, no-obligation retirement review.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
Whatever you do, don't buy an engagement ring or any piece of diamond jewelry until you discover the all-new Diamonds Direct, opening very soon on Mayfair Road in front of Mayfair Mall. This is no ordinary jewelry store. Diamonds Direct is a global diamond powerhouse, started by former diamond wholesalers, a real direct importer bringing real price relief to Milwaukee. No middleman direct importer prices on exquisite diamonds, straight from the diamond cutters. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, bands, more diamond jewelry than you've ever seen in one place at prices you never thought possible. Why pay 20 to 30% more than you need to? Diamonds Direct is here to revolutionize how people here buy diamonds once and for all, with a staggering selection and prices that will blow you away. All this plus a stunning showroom, unbeatable warranties and guarantees, free service for life on any purchase, and a luxurious shopping experience. Diamonds Direct, Milwaukee's direct diamond importer. Opening soon on Mayfair Road in front of Mayfair Mall.
Traffic is sponsored by Harwood Place Senior Living. Learn more about Harwood Place Retirement Living's newly renovated apartments and updated pricing options. Visit harwoodplace.org or call to schedule a tour.
Gabby Lazica has an early look at the roads here.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good right now. Not seeing too many other delays out there. Volume is relatively light. So far, so good. Can't really complain. But if you do see something on the roads that we should know about, give us a call on the WTMJ Hall Mazda Milwaukee.com traffic tip line at 414-238-9329 and visit Hall Mazda during Mazda's Season of Inspiration. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, a few early showers, otherwise windy with increasing sunshine this afternoon. High temperatures topping out in the mid-60s. South and westerly winds, though, could gust as high as 35 miles per hour. It's partly cloudy tonight as lows dip back into the lower 40s. Partly sunny for Tuesday with a high near 50 degrees. A chance for showers on Wednesday, mostly cloudy with a high of 53. Partly cloudy on Thursday with a high of 52. And mostly sunny for Friday with highs near 50 degrees. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 57 degrees. Trial finally set to begin today. Former Milwaukee police officer more than 3 years ago accused of killing a guy at a house party. The former Milwaukee cop, Michael Mattioli, charged with first-degree reckless homicide in the death of 25-year-old Joel Acevedo, accused of placing him in a chokehold. Mattioli was off-duty at the time the party was at his house. If you remember, I mean, this is as far back as the front end of COVID.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
In fact, outside of the obvious, one of the other scandals was there was a house party at a cop's house during the lockdown, which, you know, according to the rules, should not have been happening.
Right.
But according to Mattioli, her claims that Acevedo was stealing from him, going through pockets, and somehow this fight ensued late into the party. Criminal complaints suggest Mattioli was holding him in a chokehold even when police arrived on scene. Acevedo, taken to the hospital, died several days later. So why are we here 3.5 years later, now first getting to trial? There have been court proceedings, but they've been hung up by a number of different things, some of which I'll address momentarily. Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel actually has a really comprehensive timeline up if you want to go back through it. One part that's revealing, what's Mattioli's defense? It quotes his statements to officers on scene, and we covered this at the time. Here's the line. Afterwards, Mattioli told investigators he, quote, didn't suffocate the guy. I had my arms around his neck, yes, and I held him there, but I didn't suffocate the guy. I didn't press hard enough. I'm not stupid. I know what deadly force is and what's not. Medical examiner's office nonetheless ruled the death a homicide. It's one of the reasons for such an extensive delay in getting to trial here. Remember, the ME at the time, who would be called upon to testify, abruptly resigned and then went ghost. They literally couldn't find him.
So they kept pushing the trial because of that.
Right. And there were some other things in their request for speedy trial, and then the prosecution had some delays. The defense was asking for delays because of when their witnesses, their expert witnesses would be available, things such as that. Not sure how they're getting around the MEs thing here. Did they get somebody else from the office to testify?
I believe you can do that. I mean, that was one of the. I remember the defense getting frustrated with this whole pushback because they said another ME can come in and go through the report.
The report is the report.
Yeah.
Right? It's down. Someone could be called to at least interpret that.
Yes,
right?
Correct.
And for that reason, I do feel for everybody involved in this. I mean, the Acevedo family has been vocal. They want resolution here. I would suggest, with the exception of this taking way too long, obviously, to adjudicate, this is not like some of the other officer-involved deaths that were more controversial, just because on-duty cops were called at the time. Mattioli resigned. He was off the force relatively soon after the incident. He is charged with a crime. So the process did play out. He'll have his day in court, as will the Acevedo family. Their complaints, though, about the extended legal process, well noted and justified. Begins today with jury selection in Milwaukee. Brandon Snide has sports coming up next.
Attention value hunters, save on new Black Friday Now deals this week at Fleet Farm. Enjoy 20% off select sizes of our chocolate candies. Get a Food Saver vacuum sealing system for just $69.99. Stay warm and cozy with Mega Warmer 10-packs, 2 for $10. And stock up on softwood fuel pellets, 2 bags for only $11. Save big on everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
I'm Brett Matchke, and you're due for service.
Ridgelawns. Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
The Green Bay Packers got back in the win column on Sunday with the 20-3 win over the LA Rams. With the victory, the Packers improved to 3-5 on their season. They will head out to Pittsburgh next week. A future on the managerial job for the Brewers could get decided by this week, according to a report out of the New York Times. A decision appears within a day or two for where Craig Counsell could manage in 2024. Counsell's contract with the Brewers did expire on October 31st. And lastly, the 3-2 Milwaukee Bucks are back to work tonight in Brooklyn as they get set to take on the Nets. Tip-off is set for 6:30. Coverage will begin right here on WTMJ starting at 6.
It's time for Extra Points, a sports opinion commentary on Wisconsin's morning news. Here's Brendan Snide.
It wasn't pretty, and at times it wasn't easy, but regardless of all of that, a win is a win, and it's something that was much needed in Titletown. Look, after going 40-plus days without a victory and countless reasons why, this young Packers team showed you on Sunday that the future is pointing in the right direction. Jordan Love, Jaden Reed, Carrington Valentine, Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, Luke Musgrave, and the list can go on and on. All of those guys are players that have shown time after time that they are able to make plays and make them at crucial times. The major takeaway from Sunday, regardless of who the opponent was, this Packers team proved they have the right pieces in place for the future. The win on Sunday was also a great example of what happens when other players around the quarterback make plays, establishing the run, utilizing your top weapon on offense in Aaron Jones, receivers making contested catches, defense making critical 3rd and 4th down stops, special teams out there making plays and setting up the offense for success. All phases of the game for the Packers clicked on Sunday afternoon, and if you were tuned in on a rainy day in Wisconsin, it was about damn time. Look, yes, it was only one game. Yes, they are still sitting with a poor 3-5 record throughout the league, but at the end of the day, this is what this season is all about. Progress, not regress. And on Sunday afternoon, you got exactly that.
While you rest on the weekends, we work for you. Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. The latest in news.
Time to check in with Mark Cass, editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal.
There's a big need for money in Milwaukee.
Entertainment.
Matt Miller from OnMilwaukee.com.
I got enough Aaron Rodgers to last me a lifetime.
And more.
We got a
busy show today.
Every Sunday morning starting at 8 on WTMJ.
So we're heading into the holidays nonstop on the express train. What are you doing for others? Hi, all. Debbie Loziga for Hall Mazda, and I've got an idea how you can help someone as we head into the holidays. How about changing your oil? Well, let me explain. Hall Mazda has teamed up with the This Time Tomorrow Foundation to raise money for folks and families fighting for their lives against cancer. All you have to do is get some maintenance done on your car. And just like that, Hall will donate a portion in your honor. Who knew that all you had to do was what you'd normally do and you'd be helping give someone hope? Good timing, huh? Heading into the holidays? Yeah, you can find out more information by checking them out at hallcars.com.
Hey, it's 620 WTMJ's Brian D. You know what time of year it is. Snacks around Halloween. Lots of family photos through the holidays. Make sure those pearly whites are looking pearly and white. Go see my guy, Dr. James Michaels at Oconomowoc Dental Care. Whether it's a simple cleaning and exam, a more complex dental procedure, a teeth whitening, or an implant, the team at Oconomowoc Dental Care and Dr. Michaels are going to take great care of you, just like they've taken great care of me. Centrally located between Milwaukee and Madison, the team at Oconomowoc Dental Care is always going to make you as comfortable as possible while you're in the chair and give both you and your family an amazing smile. At Oconomowoc Dental Care, affordable quality dentistry is no longer a dream, it's the reality. Dr. Michael's fantastic and friendly staff can help you out with a no-interest payment plan. We all have to go to the dentist, so don't wait any longer. Go see my guy, Dr. James Michaels at Oconomowoc Dental Care. Call his friendly and caring staff today and make an appointment with my guy, Dr. Michaels.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Social Security benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Unable to work due to health problems? Let Tayback help you get approved for the Social Security benefits you're entitled to. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in with Debbie here, 10 minutes before 7 o'clock.
Uh-oh. Now I got an accident. It's on the off-ramp to Locust from northbound 43, so it's not horribly bad, but it's something there, and volume is definitely picking up in the neck of the woods, so things are tightening up just a little bit past that scene. Southbound is a little heavy from just before Capitol Drive all the way down past Keefe. The rest of the system is actually looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ 5-day forecast sponsored by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Mild week ahead. A few early showers today will be moving out, and we'll see increasing sunshine, windy conditions, and a high of 66 degrees tonight. Low down to 42. Partly sunny on Tuesday, cooling off to 50, but still not bad for November. Wednesday's high 53 with a chance of showers. Partly cloudy on Thursday, high 52. Friday's high under mostly sunny skies, 50 degrees. Right now, 57 in Milwaukee. Minutes before 7 o'clock on this Monday morning, joined now by our teammate from 101.7 The Truth, Telly Hughes, in this house. I want to run something by you. Eric had this story this morning about how people who are retired aren't really retired.
Mm-hmm. More Americans are pursuing careers long past the typical retirement age, a shift that comes as the oldest baby boomers hit their late 70s. So there's people 75 and older that are continuing to work for a variety of different reasons.
Wait, before you speak, I tell you where Telly's going to go on this. Hell no! That's what your face says to you right now.
Yes, I'm so glad you can read my mind because I will not be in that statistic. It's funny. I was having this conversation with a friend of mine who is a former baseball player, and he was telling me he's now an analyst and he enjoys working.
Okay.
And I was like, that's odd. But but he was telling me how his retirement works. He said, if I retire at 55, if I stop working, I will get $10,000 a month for the rest of my life. Oof. Or I can wait until 62 and get $13,000 a month. I said, I will be trying to figure out how to stop at 54.
Correct.
And then he was like, no, man, I feel like I'm going to I enjoy what I do. And I was like, I do too. But if I didn't have to do it, I'm good with that as well.
Right.
And so I will not be in that statistic. I'm telling you. And when it's time for me to retire, as soon as I can, I'm going to golf somewhere and retire.
Aren't you? Are you going to work like I don't know if it's always a new career or a 9 to 5 or something like that.
But why does it have to be work? Why can't you just have a hobby?
Exactly.
Well, can't your hobby be like work? I mean,
you see where Vince is on this.
I'm thinking like I mow lawns at the golf course, or find something you enjoy, but then get a little walk around money and a little something.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not opposed to that, but I just don't want somebody telling me I have to be here every day at a certain time. Now, if my second career or when I'm past my 70s, I want to do something. Yeah, if I want to go voice a commercial every now and again, fine. Okay. But don't tell me I got to be here every day at 5:30. That sounds a lot like work.
I can get with that. Eric mentioned the boss, though. Like, you don't want to report to somebody all the time.
Right.
The cool thing about when you're 70 or whatever, if you don't need it, you walk. Like
yes.
You can go in there every day and be like,
coffee.
I'll take only so much.
Yes.
And then if it becomes unpalatable, I'm out. Peace.
That's right.
Well,
look, I don't have to take this crap.
I just like the idea of having your own. If it's not because you need, if these people want to work past 75 because it's just something that they enjoy doing, more power to them. You know, it's for me. I would hate it if I had to work because I needed the money. Like, and there's some of those.
Yeah, okay.
Folks
There's
too.
a little of that.
Like man, you're mid-70s and you got to still get that money just to pay the rent. Yikes, that's scary.
Well, when you get to that age, there's a lot of people at the casinos too. So I mean, you have to make some decisions.
There's a hobby.
As well.
It's a hobby, right?
I mentioned a hobby.
You can make money that way.
What would you do? Well, okay, part-time job, just a little something on the side. You know, making $10-12 an hour. Are you at the golf course?
You brought up a great one. I would go work at the golf course, be a ranger. If they give me a couple of free rounds,
that's right.
Deal. I mean, heck yeah.
Boss some people around on the golf course. Guys, I'm going to need you to pick it up a little bit. I need you to pick it up a little bit.
You're
a hole
putting
behind.
for 9. Pick it up.
Can't say I've heard that ever before.
Yeah, it's never happened.
Never happened in a group I've been with. All right, my friend. Well, you're working here for now, though, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
good.
I'm good. I'm good.
For the foreseeable future.
Or at least one day.
Business headlines are up next. They're sponsored by Old National Bank. Get old. Let's hear from the Milwaukee Business Journal's Linda Spice.
Johnson Controls welcomes several hundred employees relocating from its downtown Milwaukee location to Glendale. The company is putting the final touches on an estimated $6 million remodeling project at its suburban campus. Nico's Premium Pizza comes to West Dallas at 9638 West National Avenue. The product first launched as a menu item in a Waukesha County restaurant and then developed as a frozen pizza line. Customer demand for the pizza drove owner Ken Peters to then open his first full-service restaurant. About 100 UAW represented Stellantis jobs in Milwaukee transferred to Illinois. The transfer is a result of a new contract with the company, which manufactures Jeep, Chrysler, and Ram vehicles. I'm Linda Spice with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Old National Bank.
I just got your home equity loan, and this feeling of joy and exhilaration overcame me.
Yeah, it's a phenomenon we call getting old.
Wow, so I'm not the only one?
No, small business owners feel it with expansion loans. Families feel it when they're setting up trusts and 529s. Nonprofits who need financing to help the community. And anyone who needs investment advice, they all feel it.
So it's not just me?
No, you're in a pretty big club.
Like a club I can join?
I really don't.
Is there at least a secret handshake?
Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Old National. Get old. Member FDIC.
This holiday season, give the gift of a delicious experience to your family, colleagues, and clients with Milwaukee Food and City Tours. Board a bus and let our tour guides show you some of Santa's favorites on our Christmas Bakery Bus Tour. It's an action-packed 3-hour tour complete with stops at 5 bakeries in your choice of Milwaukee or Chicago. Whether they've been naughty or nice, everyone walks away with cookies and memories together. Book your Christmas Bakery Bus Tour for your office or family online at MilwaukeeFoodTours.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. If you own a company, you know how valuable your loyal employees are. Show your gratitude with a company holiday party at the Amazing Mind Chef restaurant in Hartford. The party rooms are free and the world-class game room adds a ton of fun. Your holiday party doesn't have to be expensive. The Mind Chef will create a party to fit your budget. And if you own a smaller company, the Mind Chef is perfect for you. Book today for the best days and times. It's affordable. It's themindchefrestaurant.com. Check it out. And Thanksgiving is almost here. Just think how long it takes to prep, cook, and clean for your Thanksgiving dinner. Don't cook. relax with your family, and enjoy the Thanksgiving Day buffet at the Mine Shaft. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mine Shaft with everything you love for Thanksgiving. All you can eat, just $21.99. Kids and grandkids under 3 always eat for free. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and also off the interstate in Oshkosh. Tons of seating, close parking. Reserve today. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Your locally owned hometown station gives you the news and what it means to you. Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just before 7 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Monday, November 6th. Our top story, jury selection set to begin in the Michael Mattioli murder trial.
I'm Eric Bilstead. The Secretary of State keeps traveling the Middle East.
I'm Brandon Snide. Love rains down on the Packers as their month-long streak comes to an end.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, northbound 43. We've got an accident on the Locust off-ramp, something to keep in mind as you're making your way through there. The main line, a little bit heavy, but that's pretty much typical stuff. Delays coming from Fond du Lac Avenue up past Keefe. Southbound's going to be slowing down from Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. And a little bit of a backup on northbound 41 right past Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today, a few showers early, then we'll see some sunshine, high of 66 degrees, partly cloudy, and a low down to 42 tonight, right now at 57 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, after a lengthy delay, years-long jury selection for the trial of a former Milwaukee police officer accused of murder while off duty begins today. WTMJ's Adam Roberts is live at the Breaking News Center, looking ahead to what to expect from the defense and a recap of how we got to this point, Adam.
Well, Vince, Michael Mattioli is charged in the death of Joel Acevedo. That stems from the morning after a house party at Mattioli's residence back in April of 2020, during which the two engaged in a physical altercation, leading to Mattioli allegedly applying a chokehold on Acevedo. 6 days later, Acevedo died due to what the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner ruled was traumatic suffocation and deemed a homicide. Mattioli was officially charged in May of that year, but pandemic-related delays, medical records requests, numerous pre-trial postponements, and the retirement of the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner himself delayed the start of the trial, that is, until today. Defense attorney Jonathan Lavoie telling TMJ4 News to expect the defense to focus on cause of death in the trial.
The prosecution is going to say that this was an asphyxiation based on the chokehold that caused an inability to breathe. The defense is going to say that this was a combination of some type of medical issue combined with the use of drugs and alcohol that may have been unforeseen by Mr. Mattioli.
If convicted, Mattioli could be sentenced to 40 years in prison and 20 years of extended supervision. Live in the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts.
The CDC says the rate of middle schoolers using tobacco products and vapes is on the rise. Michelle Mercure with the American Lung Association says e-cigarettes are reversing progress in national health.
Over the past couple of decades, we've seen tobacco use decline significantly, but now we're seeing this increase of use of e-cigarettes by our youth who before never would have touched a cigarette.
The American Lung Association says e-cigarettes are one of the most serious health concerns for minors.
Trial in suburban New York could be key in legislation of so-called deep fake images, as a male student is accused of manufacturing pornographic images of female classmates using AI technology and then spreading the images online. ABC's Jim Ryan was with us earlier on Wisconsin's Morning News talking about why prosecuting people in cases like this is problematic.
Technology is moving so fast. It's outpacing lawmakers' ability to keep up with it and to write legislation.
The group Sensity AI says nearly 90% of deepfake images circulating on the web are pornographic in nature.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken is wrapping up his tour of the Middle East today in Turkey, where he held talks with his Turkish counterpart about the Israel-Hamas war and the tensions there.
When it comes to humanitarian pauses, we're engaged with the Israelis on the particular practicalities of that. One critical aspect, though, is seeing progress on hostages. That's something we're intensely focused on, but we also believe that a pause could help advance that proposition as well.
Blinken now heads to Tokyo for a meeting with the G7.
Russia saber-rattling over nukes again.
In this video from Russia's defense ministry, a fireball emerges from glittering waters and rises high into the night sky. Proof, Russia says, that its new nuclear-powered submarine has successfully test-launched missiles capable of carrying nuclear warheads thousands of miles. Russia reportedly aims to build up to 12 of these new submarines to be divided between its northern and Pacific fleets. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
Former President Donald Trump is set to take the stand today in his own defense at his civil fraud trial in New York City. ABC's Allison Kosick.
Trump reportedly telling advisors he's not concerned about testifying. The New York Times says Trump has held multiple preparation sessions. There won't be any cameras in the court today for his testimony. During his deposition last year, Trump invoked the Fifth Amendment hundreds of times and read a statement attacking New York Attorney General Letitia James, who is expected to call him to the witness stand today.
The former president and his eldest sons, who took the stand last week, are accused of grossly inflating his assets.
Coming up, a new job opportunity if you're willing to leave Wisconsin. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:04.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 8 to 16.5 ounce selected varieties Hostess multi-packs, 2 for $6. 9 to 12 ounce or 10 to 12 count selected varieties Starbucks K-Cups or coffee, $9.99. 19.5 to 34 ounce selected varieties Sara Lee pies, $5.99. 32 ounce selected varieties International Delight coffee creamers, 2 for $7.
Let's see, spices, cardamom, hibiscus powder. It's like looking at Green Bay's roster right now. I don't recognize it, but I'll learn to love it.
Attention Century shoppers. You're going to love this opportunity. Win 2 tickets to see Green Bay play Kansas City on December 3rd, autographed Packers footballs, or 4 packs of Hall of Fame tickets.
I'd love to see Green Bay's new QB in action and win those tickets. What do I do?
Find the weekly code on Century's Facebook or Instagram and enter to win.
Love it. Getting the Century code on Insta right now.
Ends November 14th.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Walker Media Agency. Your website, it's the digital front door to your business. How's it look? How's it working for you? If you hesitate to answer either of those questions, you need to connect with my friend Matt Walker and Walker Media Agency. Beginning with a website overhaul, Walker Media Agency provides comprehensive marketing and advertising solutions. Start a relationship with Matt and his team at Walker Media Agency. Find them at walkerwtmj.com or text the word Walker to 855-616-1620.
Do you check your savings account and wonder if you're even saving at all? At Town Bank, we view banking differently and actually want to see your savings grow. With our amazing new CD rates, you can now earn even more, so you can sit back and relax. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start earning more. Go to townbank.us/locknewrates or visit a Town Bank branch nearest you today. Bank differently with Town Bank. Member FDIC.
Returning to Milwaukee, the world's greatest Pink Floyd experience, Brit Floyd, celebrating 30 years of the Division Bell, Friday, April 5th at the Riverside Theater. Brit Floyd, the Pulse Tour. Tickets on sale now at papstheatergroup.com.
Signing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:06.
Bucks on the road, MU and UWM tip off their seasons tonight. Brandon Snyder, sports at 7:15.
Governor Evers directing more than $9 million in pandemic relief money to go towards a soccer stadium that'd be built in Milwaukee, in downtown Iron District. The Milwaukee Business Journal's Marquez tells WTMJ it's been a long time coming.
I mean, originally they were talking about having this thing up and running and playing in 2025. We'll see if that happens now. I think it's a stretch, maybe 26. We should know more about this, I would say, probably in the next couple months.
Milwaukee Pro Soccer still plans to hold their inaugural season in 2025. The team has not shared an updated timetable on construction of that stadium.
Packers' 4-game losing streak snapped 20-3. The victory over the Rams Sunday at Lambeau Field. First half touchdown and near perfect second half of passing from Jordan Love among the bright spots.
I think it's exactly what we needed.
In beating the Rams, the Packers snapped a 4-game losing streak and perhaps built some confidence.
You know, just to come out here and I think just put it together in all 3 phases. You know, offense played good, defense balled out, special teams were able to make some plays, and to come out with a win, it definitely is going to help us, and we just got to keep stacking it going forward.
Quarterback Jordan Love was at his best in the second half, completing 12 of 13 passes for 160 yards and a touchdown. The Packers improved to 3-5 with the win. Greg Matzik, WTMJ Sports.
Man, as we were playing this, one of the TV stations had Love up on the podium. That hat was too small, man.
Yeah. Actually, it looks too big. It's kind of like makes his head look funny.
But it looked like it didn't fully fit all over his dome.
That's true.
Right? So that was a miss. I think, on the salute to service gear. The sweatshirts were pretty sweet.
Those hoodies.
Yeah, Brandon was looking them up. They're $100. It was a nice sweatshirt.
It's worth it.
Next up for the Pack, they're headed to Pittsburgh. We got the Steelers Sunday afternoon.
Welcome to the era of bud tenders.
The United Food and Commercial Workers Union has launched a first-in-the-nation apprenticeship program to certify people to become pot professionals. A spokesman says the idea is to train ambitious, local, but often overlooked talent to sell cannabis at stores in New York and New Jersey. Training includes 80 hours of classroom instruction on the history of cannabis, how it's grown and manufactured, strains, aromas, and flavors, as well as tips on interacting with customers and conflict resolution. One pot store is offering $1,000 stipends for graduates and first dibs on jobs. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News, New York.
Coming up, what we expect to learn today about the NFL Draft coming to Green Bay in 2025. That story next.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
Thomas Hood wrote a poem titled No. It ends with, no shade, no shine, no butterflies, no bees, no fruits, no flowers, no leaves, no birds, November. Sounds like he lived here. Is your home ready for November? Siding Unlimited, Wisconsin's best home defense contractor, has been imploring you for years to get and keep your home protected against Wisconsin's weather, especially winter. November is the overture to winter. Call Siding Unlimited now before the polar vortex lady sings her chilling song through your doors, windows, roofs, and siding. Siding Unlimited is the best installer with the best products to mute Vortex's screech. America's best products, Pella and Sunrise Window, CertainTeed Roofing, LP SmartSide Siding, and others identify Siding Unlimited as Wisconsin's best installer. You just need to contact them. Go to sidingunlimited.com and change it to no drafts, no chills, no excess heating bills, November. sidingunlimited.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Design Exchange is where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Checking in with Debbie here at 7:10.
All right, it's got some backups now on southbound 43. Brown Deer Road to downtown will be a 15-minute ride. Delays coming in from before Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. The northbound side's heavy out of the Fond du Lac Avenue area up past Keefe. We do have that accident on the Locust off-ramp as well. The rest of the system so far is so good. So, yay. I'm Debbie Lahaziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, a few early showers, otherwise windy with increasing sunshine this afternoon. High temperatures topping out in the mid-60s. South and westerly winds, though, could gust as high as 35 miles per hour. It's partly cloudy tonight as lows dip back into the lower 40s. Partly sunny for Tuesday with a high near 50. A chance for showers on Wednesday, mostly cloudy with highs in the low 50s. Partly cloudy for Thursday with a high of 52. And mostly sunny for Friday with a high near 50. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp now at 57 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
It's about 12 minutes after 7 on this Monday morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on Wisconsin's Morning News. Great to start the week with you. What is it that we still don't know about the Green Bay Packers hosting the draft in 2025? Big thing out there that we still don't know.
What's still hanging over our heads? When it actually
Exactly
is?
When is the NFL draft in 2025? The Packers and City have been trying for years to have this opportunity. A few months ago, remember NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell came to Lambeau Field for the announcement that Green Bay had won the bid. So the commissioner, I got to bring this back. Commissioner speaking on the potential economic impact of the event.
So we want to see the Green Bay Super Bowl get $70 million. Excuse me, NFL draft. Hey, you just got a Super Bowl. You want to be in it or you want to host it? I'm not sure which one.
Both.
Host. Yeah, that's good. I'm not surprised at that answer, Brian.
I love that moment. Like it says Super Bowl. Hey, whoa, okay.
Super Bowl
he
Lambeau.
Said.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Maybe the last time Super Bowl in Green Bay will be mentioned in the same breath for a while.
Come on now.
Oh, come on. We just won. We just won. Everything's fine now. Yeah. Anyway, so we know the draft typically in April, but we don't have the specific dates, and those will be announced today. At the time, the potential spring weather in Green Bay was discussed, as well as you have anticipated hundreds of thousands of people. What did they say for Kansas City? It was over 300,000.
Yeah, just tons. And they expect something similar in Titletown.
So it's going to be spring in Green Bay. Packers president Mark Murphy on that.
The league office has an old saying, white means green. People love to watch football played in the snow. So, and apparently the league thinks people will love to watch the draft held in snow.
Maybe not so much, I don't think.
Well, no, I think that I got the impression when they held that news conference that would likely be a thing that they try to play up. Part of it being outside, whether it's in the bowl or wherever, having draft picks walk up there if it snows coming down, like they think that'd be awesome.
Wearing their big coats or team gear. Instead of putting on a little cap, instead you put on a jacket. The big old
huge
coat.
ones.
Right. To that point, as far as where exactly is all this going to play out, what the Packers have said, maybe we'll learn more about that today as well. Here's what they had in the news release. While details of the 25 draft are still being finalized, the main portion of the event is expected to take place on the Lambeau Field and Titletown campus, with a variety of venues to be utilized within close proximity. I mean, if you have 300,000 people, you have to think something's going to be in the Stadium Bowl, right?
Yeah, you have to have a place to put everybody.
You've got that little pavilion out in the parking lot now. It's a permanent and heated facility.
Which is pretty cool. I mean, you have the atrium, which is big but not enormous.
And then everything right across the street in the Titletown development. Yeah. But those are typically smaller conference rooms and things like that. I've been to a meeting there at one of those buildings. You know, it's typical office space with some larger meeting rooms. But to some degree, you're going to have to find a place to put everybody and give them an opportunity to view this. Hope we learned a little bit more about that today. Anyway, announcement at 3:30 this afternoon. We should learn the dates for the 25 draft from the Lambeau Field atrium.
Hey, you just got a Super Bowl.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first, and then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
A decision we made that nobody believed in was the name change from PM Bedroom Gallery to Penny Mustard.
Ben and Arvid from Penny Mustard Furnishings.
Well, we knew the name fit right away. Yeah. And I remember after we announced that, the Journal Sentinel in Milwaukee had ran an article. And I remember counting, there was 145 comments. 143 were negative and some extremely negative. The other one might have been our mom.
PennyMustard.com.
So I guess the moral of the story is, if you know something's right and everybody else says it's not the thing to do, go with your gut. Yep.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
After going 42 days without a victory, quarterback Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers finally snapped their 4-game losing skid on Sunday afternoon.
Love, two fakes, and he finds Musgrave for what might be the knockout punch on the first touchdown of the rookie's career.
The call there on Fox Sports as Love found rookie tight end Luke Musgrave for his first career touchdown.
That was
the
a cool
Packers.
play.
It was cool. Couple action going to the right, action going to the left, right down the middle, wide open. The call there on Fox Sports. Luke Musgrave, we just talked about that, getting his first career touchdown as the Packers rolled to a 20-3 win at Lambeau Field. Jordan Love finishing the day going 20 of 26 for 228 yards with a touchdown, no interceptions, and an impressive 115 passer rating.
I think it's exactly what we needed in this situation, you know. Like I said, been a couple tough weeks. Weren't able to finish the games off, and, you know, just to come out here and I think just put it together in all three phases. You know, offense played good, defense balled out, special teams were able to make some plays, and, you know, it's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect, but I think just the position we were able to put ourselves in and to come out with a win, it definitely is going to help us, and we just got to keep stacking it going forward.
The Packers defense, a unit that usually finds themselves getting some heat after most games. You heard Jordan Love talk about them balling out. They had themselves a great day, keeping the Rams out of the end zone, and even found themselves getting some praise from head coach Matt LaFleur.
I was really proud of our defense today because they were put in some really tough situations, and we survived some of those bad spots, obviously, to open up the second half with the fumble on the first play. It's definitely not what we talked about at halftime, but our guys stepped up and kept them out of the end zone and forced a punt.
With the win, Green Bay improving to 3-5 on their season. They will travel out to Pittsburgh next Sunday. Over to the NBA, where Bucks basketball will be back in action following their Friday night win a few nights ago. Milwaukee will be in Brooklyn to take on the Nets. The Bucks defense looking a bit different last game, and according to head coach Adrian Griffin, listening to his players to make a change was an easy call.
Players are in the trenches and they see things sometimes. We watch it sometimes on film, but they live it, So that helps me, like my playing experience helps me kind of relate to and understand where they're coming from. And, the players are not always correct with their assessment, but I think it is wise to at least listen to them. And then if it makes sense, we incorporate it, but we're all pulling for the same thing, and that's to win.
Bucks Nets coverage will begin right here on WTMJ starting at 6 p.m. And lastly, UWM hoops are back. The Panthers are set to take on UW Stout tonight. There it is.
Sorry, I was late on that. My bad. No, sound effects guy.
It works out. Take on UW Stout tonight from the Kalachi Center. Coverage will begin over on 101.7 The Truth beginning at 6:30.
MU tips off tonight, too. I don't know who we got. It's usually cupcakes early, but it's fine. We'll
Nothing's a cupcake.
Good start. That's right. 7:19. We'll do the week ahead next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Creative Planning presents Rethink Your Money with John Hagenson, Saturday afternoon at 1. Creative Planning is a wealth management firm that believes in a total approach to building wealth that includes taxes, insurance, estate planning, and other personalized elements. This approach allows you to receive advice that is aligned with your unique goals and always in your best interests. Why not give your wealth a second look? Visit creativeplanning.com.
Vince Vitrano here for Johnson & Sons Paving, asphalt or concrete, residential and commercial. I told you I turned over a new leaf this year. You've inspired me, Eric.
Yeah? Awesome.
And working with all of our partners here who do really important work has also inspired me to stop letting things break before I fix them.
Okay? Very good.
And I'm going to put that in your court if you've got that busted up driveway or your walkway is not great, or particularly the parking lot at your commercial business, small business, whatever it is. If you're in charge of that, like winter is coming, right?
I can't sweep anything off my driveway because it's all pocked up.
Right, yes.
It's awful.
So instead of, we're coming up on the end of the season here. Maybe you could still squeeze in a project this year, but maybe it's something that you want to put on the books. It's budget time right now, something you want to put on the books for 2024. Get Johnson & Sons Paving in to give you that evaluation and that estimate right now. At least early on, you'll meet your project manager. That's your point person for the entire thing. And then the design team goes to work. So there's a lot that has to happen. You talk about redoing a parking lot. A lot of work that needs to go into it before we start paving asphalt. So get the Johnson & Sons Paving team in your home or at your business now. Start planning ahead. No subcontractors. When you hire Johnson & Sons, you get them. They mix their own asphalt. They lay the concrete. They do the work. So most importantly, they're there for the follow-up as well. Your satisfaction guaranteed. It's a one-stop shop for projects of any size. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Do you hear that hissing sound? I think it's the sound of some steam being let out of the fall housing market. As the average 30-year fixed rate has crept toward 8%, some buyers have taken a break. Homes aren't selling on the first weekend anymore. Some are still selling over asking, but fewer and by not as much. Some sellers are even willing to chip in toward buyer closing costs to get their asking price. Now, do you hear that knocking sound? That's opportunity. Opportunity for well-prepared home shoppers. This dip in home buyer demand is not going to last, and mortgage rates are forecast to dip next year. Here's the best part. AccuNet can show you how to use a seller closing cost credit to lower your monthly payment by $100 or maybe even $200 a month for the first year or two while we wait for the refi window of opportunity to open, which we can typically accomplish with no loan costs. It's your choice, fear or opportunity. Click on the blue button today at AccuNet.com and become a confident, opportunistic, rock-solid home shopper. That's ACCUNET.com.
This week at Sendik's, Copper River salmon fillets are just $7.99 per pound. It's Seafood Week at Sendik's,
your trusted local grocer.
Let's get an update on the roads at 7:22 here, Debbie.
All right, things slowing down now. Southbound on 43, backing up from Bender Road all the way down past Capitol Drive to about Locust. Then it opens up. You're good to go through the Marquette. The northbound side's a bit backed up from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up past Keefe. Remember, we do still have this accident being worked on the Locust off-ramp from 43 northbound. Now we're seeing delays eastbound 94 just east of 84th Street to Hawley Road, and then again coming out of the Stadium interchange. A couple taps of the brakes there. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. What do we got in the Storm Team forecast today from meteorologist Brendan Johnson? A few showers early, should be moving out. Then we'll have sunshine today. Get this high, 66 degrees.
There you go.
Weekend was pretty awesome, too. We'll take it. Partly cloudy tonight with a low down to 42. The rest of the week looks pretty decent. Partly sunny on Tuesday with a high of 50 degrees. 53 your high Wednesday, just a chance for showers. Partly cloudy Thursday, high 52. And Friday's high under sunny skies, 50 degrees. Still stuck on 57 here in Milwaukee.
Time to buzz the tower.
It's time to look at the week ahead.
Let's go!
All right, the week ahead on Wisconsin's Morning News. What are you going to find in the news or on the TV later on this week? Well, a couple of things, some big ones. Michael Mattioli's murder trial starts today. That's the former Milwaukee police officer accused of killing Joel Acevedo. This was back in 2020, long time ago. He was off duty at the time. It happened during a party at his house. So now the jury selection will finally begin in that trial today. Big day today at Lambeau Field, where the Packers president Mark Murphy will announce the dates of the 2025 NFL Draft, which are going to be held in Green Bay. So April 23rd.
This year it's in June, just to be safe.
Yeah, right. Well, we'll see. So they'll probably have some more details too today, but that's a big event taking place at Lambeau Field later this afternoon. In New York, former President Donald Trump slated to testify in the civil fraud trial against him today, and it could be dicey there.
Former President Trump likes to boast about his business, but this is going to be the first time we see him on a witness stand answering hostile questions under oath. Trump's going to be seated in the courtroom next to a judge he has called wacko, an attorney general he called racist, so it sets up quite a tense and dramatic courtroom confrontation.
You could say that. Could be interesting.
I wish we had cameras in here.
When he first sat for a deposition in this case, he invoked his Fifth Amendment hundreds of times. He answered questions a second deposition, calling his real estate portfolio the Mona Lisas of property. So we'll find out what he says.
Already heard from Don Jr. and Eric, two of his kids.
Yep, they were on Thursday and Friday last week. Okay, so on Tuesday, the state Senate in Madison has a floor session. Now, just check the ledger there. Check the schedule. I don't see anything with the American Family Field funding coming up. It sounds like they don't have the votes yet to get something passed.
Does it have to come out of committee first? Because that's where we had that first hearing.
And then the Assembly took care of things.
Assembly
but then it went
done,
to the Senate committee, and yeah.
So I wonder if it still needs to come out of that Senate committee before it gets to the floor.
Yeah.
Let's,
Not
one way or
looking
another,
good
guys. Put something out there. Let's go.
Not looking good at the moment. Another presidential primary debate is Wednesday. This one in Miami. It'd be a smaller number of candidates. Mike Pence won't make any weird jokes about what was his joke?
Something about sleeping with his
teacher.
A teacher.
Who was his wife.
Yeah,
anyway, he had already dropped out. Also on Wednesday, New Marquette University Law School poll. Wasn't a good weekend for the president in some of the polls, so we'll see what Wisconsin has to say on Wednesday. Saturday is Veterans Day. It'll be observed as a federal holiday on Friday, though. At the movies...
We need Captain Marvel.
Yes.
There she is. The Annihilator.
Yes. Brie Larson back as Captain Marvel and the Marvels. It's the latest film in the MCU comic book stuff. This is gotta be film number 70. It seems
right, I was going to say, there's a Marvel film at the box office this weekend.
And by the way, instead of a rocket, NASA is planning a different kind of launch on Wednesday. The official rollout of NASA Plus.
What is this, a streaming service?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Oh, come on.
Day is the big day.
Now I have to pay to watch my government launch stuff into space?
Bullseye.
Come on. Didn't I already pay at the office? Isn't that what NASA is?
Yes.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average up another 200 points in trading on Friday. Back above 34,000 at 34,061. The NASDAQ was up more than 1.25% to 13,478. And the S&P 500 was at 43.58 at the end of trading Friday. up about 41 points. It's time for the Annex Wealth Management Tax Smart Planning Review. They'll review, assess, and provide strategies you can use. Go to annexwealth.com/taxsmart.
Bullseye! Hey, I know what it's like. Your knees hurt, your hip doesn't feel right, your back hurts as soon as you take that first step after waking up. Well, don't let it sideline you any longer. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. Call QC Kinetics now. It's the future of pain relief. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. They restore and repair that damaged joint tissue, and they do it the natural way. It's the science of using properties from your own body to bring you that lasting relief that you're looking for with no drugs and no downtime, with advanced protocols that can get you moving again. And that's what you want to be doing. Well, get started now so you can live big in 2024. Talk about a great use of your FSA and HSA. QC Kinetics offers advanced regenerative treatments, and folks are getting amazing results. Call QC Kinetics. A free consultation awaits. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474, 414-285-3474.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Can you help me come up with a good catchphrase?
Catchphrase?
You know, like YOLO.
Okay, how about BOGO?
BOGO?
Yeah, that's gold.
What does it mean?
BOGO means buy one, get one.
Ah.
Right now at Hasselus, buy a mattress,
Bo,
and get a box spring free.
Go.
Or take an equal amount off an adjustable base.
Hasselus, that's the mattress store with no employees, right?
Try and buy with no pushy sales guy.
What about price?
Our 35 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393.
So I can take my time, buy the perfect mattress for way less, and I'll get a free box spring?
Yes, but only through Monday.
Oh, so it's a YOLO situation.
Sure is.
YOLO BOGO.
But if you wait too long, this deal is
no mo.
Buy a mattress and get a free box spring now through Monday at Hasselus Mattress. Find a self-service showroom near you or shop online at Hasselus.com. Hasselus, employee free, guaranteed.
Treat your valuable employees to a company holiday party at the historic Fox & Hounds restaurant. When you buy one dinner, you get one free, so half your employees' dinners are free, saving your company hundreds of dollars. Visit foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. That's foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Well, we got a couple of accidents right now. First of all, northbound on 43, the Locust off-ramp, so heads up with that. Delays coming into that area from Fond du Lac Avenue. And then along eastbound 894 about 51st Street, got a barrel that was rolling around in traffic, so they had to close down a lane temporarily. That's why you got delays. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
Right now in Milwaukee, breezy in 57.
Donald Trump on the stand. The former president is due in a New York City courtroom shortly to testify in his civil fraud trial. His 2 eldest sons took the stand last week denying any wrongdoing. The judge in the case says the Trumps vastly overstated the worth of many company assets to get more favorable treatments from banks. With the presidential election now less than a year away, a new ABC News Ipsos poll shows a majority of Americans aren't pleased with the direction of the country.
3/4 of Americans, 76%, believe the country is headed in the wrong direction, and that includes the majority of Republicans, Democrats, and independents. Only 23% of Americans think the country is headed in the right direction.
ABC senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott, 3 in 10 Americans also say they'd be more likely to vote if Donald Trump and Joe Biden weren't on the ticket, according to that same poll. Israeli troops have severed northern Gaza from the rest of the territory, and they've also been pounding it with more intense airstrikes overnight. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Citing unlimited WTMJ News Time, 7:31. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, after 3 years of delays, the trial of a former Milwaukee police officer accused of murder begins with jury selection today. Michael Mattioli is accused of killing Joel Acevedo in an altercation the morning after a party at Mattioli's house back in April of 2020. Defense attorney Jonathan Lavoie telling TMJ4 News the defense is likely to focus on cause of death.
The prosecution is going to say that this was an asphyxiation based on the chokehold that caused an inability to breathe. The defense is going to say that this was a combination of some type of medical issue combined with the use of drugs and alcohol that may have been unforeseen by Mr. Mattioli.
The trial is expected to last 1 to 2 weeks. Mattioli facing 40 years in prison and 20 years of extended supervision if convicted of homicide. American Family Field's repairs are more than meets the eye. That according to Milwaukee Business Journal editor-in-chief Mark Cass. He tells Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News fans might underestimate all the work that is needed at the stadium.
We actually went out there this weekend, went through the stadium to see some of the stuff, because as a fan, I've sat at the games and I thought, man, it's a nice stadium. Where's all this work needed? But you go underneath the stadium, you go onto the roof, you go into these areas where there is just a real need to upgrade, and that's what's got to happen here. So the Brewers believe there's urgency. Will there be a vote in the next week or two? I don't know. I hope so.
Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu says the bill does not have enough Republican majority support to pass right now, meaning either some Democrats would need to support the plan or changes would need to be made, requiring the bill to be sent back to the Assembly. A Southside Milwaukee bakery serving the community for 50 years has announced their closure pending the sale of their building at 11th and Mitchell. Owners of Lopez Bakery, Jorge and Cindy, share in a Facebook post that since the pandemic, the bakery has been hit with a series of challenges and family health issues, which have made it incredibly difficult to maintain daily operations. Back in February, a community fundraiser had raised $15,000 to help the business stay afloat after a basement flood in January. Jorge and Cindy say the bakery will remain open until the sale of the building is finalized. And the Packers' 4-game losing streak is a thing of the past after a 20-3 win over the Rams Sunday at Lambeau. A first-half touchdown and near-perfect second half of passing from Jordan Love among the bright spots.
I think it's exactly what we needed.
In beating the Rams, the Packers snapped a 4-game losing streak and perhaps built some confidence.
Just to come out here and I think just put it together in all three phases. Offense played good, defense balled out, special teams we were able to make some plays, and to come out with a win, it definitely is going to help us, and we just got to keep stacking it going forward.
Quarterback Jordan Love was at his best in the second half, completing 12 of 13 passes for 160 yards and a touchdown. The Packers improved to 3-5 with the win. Greg Metzik, WTMJ Sports.
And next up for the Green and Gold, the trip to the Steel City to take on Pittsburgh Sunday afternoon. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 7:34.
Traffic is sponsored by the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services, WI.com.
Upgrade to a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower in as little as a day or two with the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com today.
Coming up, move over, ChatGPT.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it all. When you shop at St. Vincent de Paul. Old things, new things here for you. We're always changing. We're always new. So many friendly people. Smiles from wall to wall. You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul. You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
Have you been thinking about putting away your patio furniture? With By the Yard's maintenance-free outdoor furniture, you wouldn't have to. By the Yard builds furniture for year-round enjoyment. Their outdoor furniture boasts an impressive 35-year warranty, ensuring your investment lasts for decades to come. Head over to By the Yard's showroom at Mayfair Mall in Wauwatosa to check out their maintenance-free outdoor furniture firsthand. Or browse their online showroom at buytheyard.net. That's buytheyard.net. With By the Yard, life is better outdoors.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, founder of Right Choice Tax Resolution, and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. Why do so many people live years with back tax problems? You didn't file one year because you were sick or thought you couldn't pay. Then next year you didn't file again. Soon you think you can't file. You do things that don't make sense or may be illegal. Don't bury your head in the sand and hope the problem will go away. It will only get worse unless you make the right choice and step up to get them off your back. Do you want your paycheck garnished, a lien on your house, your passport revoked, or your bank account wiped out? We help reduce or eliminate penalties, negotiate payment plans, and file back tax returns. My latest book has advice on what to do to avoid trouble with the IRS. Make the right choice. Go to rightchoicetax.us to book a call or in-person meeting right now. We know you want to take the first step in getting the IRS off your back so you can live again. That's rightchoicetax.us.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 7:37.
What is it you were saying?
About what?
About
I say lots of things.
Any of the things. No, is there a Musk watch today? Or just Musk news? So not a full-on Musk watch?
It's more AI news with a musky Musk to it.
If my intelligence is artificial, then why am I smarter than you?
Okay. That's what you were saying.
Yeah. So we have a new rival for ChatGPT. Elon Musk launching his new AI venture. You want to guess what the name is?
Why?
You'll never guess.
He's got X.
Oh, that'd be
Y.
That'd be fantastic. No, the name is
Grok.
That's not a name.
Grok.
Grok.
G-R-O-C?
K.
G-R-O-K.
Yeah.
Grok.
Yep, that's the name of the new AI.
Elon Musk has just launched a new artificial intelligence venture named Grok. He posted a side-by-side comparison Sunday of Grok answering a question versus another AI bot, which he says had less current information. Right now, it's only available to a certain number of people before it's released on X Premium Plus, which costs $16 a month.
All right. So if you're wondering why it's named Grok...
Yes, is that an acronym?
The Grok draws its name from the science fiction novel Stranger in a Strange Land, where the term Grok means to understand so thoroughly that the object of observation becomes part of the observer.
Bullseye.
So there you go. Grok.
And this will do what for me now, then? I can tell it just like ChatGPT. I can say, hey, write me a paper about this.
Yeah, it's supposed to be better. Like, he's put a lot of work into this with his team.
I need a 5-minute segment on the election. Create.
Done.
Go. Right.
Yep, it'll do it. It'll have all the jokes in there and everything.
Stop laughing.
News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk, heard Saturdays at 10, right here on WTMJ.
Grok.
Do you cringe when you look at your high school pictures? So much has changed. From your hair, today you might not have any, or maybe it's a completely different color. How about the innocence of your smile? We grow up and learn the world is bigger than we thought. It's the same with your money. Your views of wealth, legacy, and taxes have all grown up. Has your financial plan? At Annex Wealth Management, our team of tax experts can help you understand how your plan could improve. The Annex team will show you strategies that could help safeguard your wealth. And because we're fee-only fiduciaries, you won't have to put up with high-pressure sales or advice that isn't in your best interest. As you accumulate more wealth, there's a chance your tax pictures become more complex. The Annex Tax Smart Strategy Review will give you insights on your current tax plan and help build a framework to prioritize tax strategies. Take a proactive approach. Get an Annex Wealth Management Tax Smart Strategy Review. Visit annexwealth.com/taxsmart.
R&R Insurance does an exceptional job of providing employee benefits to all of us here at Good Karma Brands. Companies are starting to plan for fall enrollment for their workforce. Here's Jeff Salasinski, VP of Insurance Operations at R&R Insurance.
Thanks, Vince. A benefit understood is a benefit appreciated. Knowing how to best communicate your benefits will help your employees understand their options, guide their decision-making, and increase their sense of value and engagement. In this tight labor market, businesses need to know how to use their benefit program to attract and retain employees.
So, Jeff, what's the solution?
At R&R Insurance, we help employers brand their benefit packages in a customized, easy-to-understand fashion, taking out the complex and confusing nature of shopping for health insurance. With our latest mobile technology, your employees will have easy, immediate access to benefit information for themselves and their families 24/7. At R&R Insurance, we know employee benefits.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
741, let's get an update on the roads, Deb.
All right. Well, we had that earlier problem on eastbound 894 at about 51st Street. It was a barrel rolling around in traffic, so they had to close the lane down just very temporarily just to grab it and get it out of there. The backups are still kind of slinking their way out, so it's backing up out of the Hale interchange to about Forest Home, and then it opens up. On the northbound side of 43, we do have that accident at Locust off-ramp. As far as incidents are concerned, that's pretty much all we've got. Delays, that's a different story. Southbound from before Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol. We've got eastbound 94 slowing down out of the Zoo interchange all the way through the stadium. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, a few early showers, windy with increasing sunshine during the afternoon. High temperatures jumping into the mid-60s. Southerly and westerly winds could gust as high as 35 miles per hour today. It's partly cloudy overnight as lows dip back into the lower 40s. Partly sunny for Tuesday with a high near 50 degrees. A chance for showers on Wednesday, mostly cloudy with highs in the low 50s. Partly cloudy by Thursday with a high of 52. 42 and mostly sunny for Friday with a high near 50. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp still at 57 degrees. 7:42 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Veterans Day coming up on Saturday, although we had the parade in Milwaukee. It's always the Saturday preceding.
Yep. It was this past weekend.
Parade is back. Heard it was very successful. I saw a bunch of veterans this weekend because finally got to one of these honor flight return ceremonies.
Oh, that's awesome. Those are
Super
great.
cool. Out at Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport this weekend. Place was packed. Not that you can't go for any reason because public's invited. But my daughter, with the cheer team in Greendale, they were invited. Once a year, they get invited to be part of one of these return celebrations, and so we had a reason to be there in particular. Also had a friend who was, what do they call it, a guardian, right? When you're the person who is paired up with a veteran. His neighbor had asked him to have that honor. So it was kind of cool to see them walking down. But if you haven't been, so the airport is full, and they set up, like, there are all these stanchions and stuff, so it's like a parade route, and then people line either side of it. And, some bring chairs and whatever because they're out there for hours just waiting on it. And then there's that excitement when you hear the plane. Okay, they were actually expecting 2 flights into Mitchell on Saturday night. Okay, planes wheels down, they're here. They also are carrying around these boards that tell you how many veterans from the various branches, from the various wars are coming back. 78 from this one, or 100 from Vietnam. Super cool. Like anticipation builds, Then they come down that thing and people are cheering for them.
Boom! Just the music, the cheering. It's awesome. Just the overwhelming joy. It's hard, even if you're not in it, and just like you're floating when it's over. It's just so exciting.
Yeah. And WTMJ's John Mercure is on the board of directors for Stars and Stripes Honor Flight. So he was on this particular flight, was a bus captain, and came back. I mean, it's an exhausting day. They leave super early in the morning, bing, 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 all over D.C., come back. Then you have this emotional return. I talked to Merc right after all that. He's floating. He is just jacked with energy.
Yep.
Super excited for all the guys. And important, too, to have the conversation with my teenager as well. As this was the parade, this was the fun, and that's a really important part of the process. But here's what these guys did in D.C. when they were there. Here's what they went through. Here are the emotions that they forced themselves to feel again for continued healing, which is never fully through. Veterans Day coming up on Saturday. Brandon's got sports coming up next.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
Everywhere you look, from groceries to utilities to gas, prices keep going up. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can dramatically help lower your energy costs year-round by replacing drafty windows and doors in as little as 6 weeks. And now you can save even more by taking advantage of no interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Bring the love of Wisconsin's outdoors in through the beauty and quality craftsmanship of Pella Windows and Doors. Whether you're updating or upgrading the look and comfort of your home, Pella has extensive lines of customizable options to meet your needs and your budget. Replacing drafty windows and doors can dramatically lower your energy costs. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin offers some of the most energy efficient windows in the industry. 0% interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 11/30/2023.
When you're due for tire service, visit richlands.com for the location nearest you.
We'll give you a free flat tire repair on every tire we install. No questions asked. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. You're due for service.
Richlands.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
After not being on the winning side of a game in over a month on Sunday afternoon, Aaron Jones and the Green Bay Packers finally got back on track.
Love gives it to Jones straight ahead, picks and chooses his way into the end zone for the touchdown and the lead for the Green Bay Packers.
The call on ESPN Radio as Jones went in for the 3-yard touchdown run as the Packers go on for the 20-3 win over the Rams on Sunday afternoon to improve to 3-5 on their season.
I think it energizes everybody. Certainly there's a lot of hours, a lot of time that goes into this thing and a lot of effort, quite frankly. And, nobody cares about your circumstances. You're expected to go out there and compete at a high level each and every week, no matter who you're playing, when you're playing, what you're going through, what adversity. And I just think that we have a really resilient locker room and guys that care about not only this game, but each other. And hopefully that's something we can build upon moving forward.
Jordan Love had himself a good day, finishing the day going for 20 for 26 with a touchdown. But despite a solid day at the office, his vision is set on improving as the season goes on.
We got to keep building, keep growing. Obviously it's a great win, but, it's definitely just a win this week. You can't base this performance off what's going to happen going forward in the future. So, it's something that we just got to build on, come back next week ready to go, have that same mindset for the week, preparing, getting ready, and go out there next to you. But, there's a lot of areas to clean up, a lot of things to clean up, and to be better next week.
Packers will be in Pittsburgh next Sunday. Over to baseball, where the future of Milwaukee could be decided this week, according to Andy Martino from the Sportsnet New York. A decision appears imminent about where Craig Counsell could manage in 2024. Brewers ace Brandon Woodruff joined foul territory last week, giving his thoughts on why he believes Counsell will stay in the Brew City.
I will tell you that Counsell loves Milwaukee, man. He grew up there. He's a Milwaukee Brewer lifer. Listen, I know he's going to want to do everything, and I'm not speaking for him, but just in terms of the way I feel about it, he's going to do everything he can to stay in Milwaukee. But you know what? Things happen, man. It's this game. It's crazy, but I know he's going to do everything he can to stay in Milwaukee.
Counsell's contract did expire with the Brewers on October 31st. According to that report, Counsell will give the Brewers the chance to match any offer he does receive. And lastly, the 3-2 Milwaukee Bucks back to work tonight in Brooklyn as they get set to take on the Nets. Tip-off is set for 6:30. Our coverage will begin right here on WTMJ, beginning at 6.
I had a text earlier today on the Old National Bank talk and text line. Did notice this at home as well watching the game. No Lambeau leaps.
None.
Touchdowns, no Lambeau leap. What's going on over there?
They only scored 2, but
right.
It's been a while.
Has
It's been a minute, right?
Has there been any leaps this year?
There has. I couldn't tell you one off the top of my head, but there has. Yesterday, I'll give them the excuse of it was raining.
That's true.
And that tarp walk area gets really slick.
Yeah, okay.
But you are right though. It is.
I don't want guys falling down, right?
It is something to raise an eyebrow at.
And to raise with Mark Tauscher, who joins us next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
What time is it?
Do you have the time?
What time is it?
What time is it? Time. It's Lillard. He got the shot off.
Damian Lillard is officially a Milwaukee Buck, and we can get used to this.
Lillard, long range three, and it's good! At the buzzer! Damian Lillard! Are you kidding me?
Listen to it all right here. We are the home of the Milwaukee Bucks, WTMJ.
Do more together this holiday in a new Chevy. Take on more adventure in the strong and capable Chevy Silverado. More confidence in the Chevy Equinox, winner of the J.D. Power Award for initial quality among compact SUVs 2 years running. And more value in the all-new Chevy Trax with an available 11-inch diagonal touchscreen. Bring the holidays together in a new Chevy. Visit WisconsinDriveChevy.com. For J.D. Power 2023 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Hi, John McGivern here. Did you know Network Health Medicare Advantage plans start at $0 a month? And you can get the extra benefits you need, like dental, vision, over-the-counter items, and more? I know because I'm a member myself. Call 833-7-NETWORK to learn more today. Network Health Medicare Advantage plans include PPO plans with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Network Health Medicare Advantage plans depends on contract renewal.
Hey, Sandy Max here. Have you heard about my friends at Three Pillars? They're located on 300 gorgeous nature-soaked acres in Dousman, with over 10 miles of walking and biking trails crisscrossing the Bark River. This serene setting is also home to Wisconsin's top-rated continuing care retirement community. Continuing care means every facet: independent living, assisted living, skilled nursing, and rehab. So whatever you need, Three Pillars is the best, and you deserve the best in your retirement. Learn more at threepillars.org.
This week at Sendik's, Copper River salmon fillets are just $7.99 per pound. It's Seafood Week at Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. What's happening, Deb?
Well, we've got delays as you're making your way down southbound on 43, coming in from before Silver Spring all the way down past Locust. The northbound side is going to be slow from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Locust, where there's an accident there on the off-ramp. Now, westbound 94 starting to slow down a bit from about 25th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Once you get to about Mitchell Boulevard, looks pretty good until you get to Highway 100. Then you've got patchy delays all the way out past Calhoun. On the eastbound side, backing up from about 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Dracamp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Nice week ahead. High of 66 degrees today. We'll get rid of these morning showers and then see increasing sunshine. Partly cloudy to low down to 42 tonight. Tuesday's high 50 under partly sunny skies. 53 on Wednesday with a chance of showers. Thursday partly cloudy and a high of 52, and Friday's high 50 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Still at 57 here in Milwaukee.
Idea Man.
When one of your kids is in 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade, do you always know what grade they're in?
Innovative.
There's no way Sarah would ever have to ask that question, and I felt horrible that I did, and I probably should have just not asked. Is that a really bad thing, or just has that ever happened to you guys?
And Packers Hall of Famer.
I think you should know the grade, Tausch. Right?
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by your Wisconsin Chevy dealers.
Mark Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by your Southeastern Wisconsin Chevy dealers. Let me dispatch of this little piece of issue, Tausch, and then we can move on to some more X's and O's. Did get a question today on the Old National Bank talk and text line about the lack of Lambeau leaps. Was it just a matter of it was slippery yesterday and you know what, guys slamming into the wall? Or are we not?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question because, A, we haven't scored much this season, so that is the first part that, especially at home, so that limits your Lambeau leap potentials. But, yeah, I saw that a bunch on my Twitter feed yesterday and on our postgame show last night. I don't know. I don't think it's anything that's being mandated. I think it's probably a combination of some things, but the main thing was you're not going to Lambeau leap typically when you're getting your head beat in like you were. And there's also against like New Orleans and Detroit. But in this case, I think maybe it's wet, but I've seen plenty of people on sloppy, frozen conditions Lambeau leaping. So I'm not going to put weather as one of the things as far as why we're not seeing more Lambeau leaps. I'm sure Wilde and some of the reporters will ask that question because it's not just you that have been seeing that on your feeds.
I'd still like to see it. I don't think it's played out. In fact, who's copying us now?
No, not at all.
It was the Bengals, right?
Oh, yeah, they're calling it the Jungle Jump.
No.
They tweeted it out last night.
Do your own thing over
there. I think we should look at that as, what is it, imitation is the biggest form of flattery. Yeah, that's going to be lame, and I bet that flames out.
Hey,
the
man,
jungle jump, like, come on. That's dumb.
I just really enjoyed watching the game yesterday. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, we certainly wasn't mistake-free. A lot of frustrating penalties, turnovers on both sides. But I found it finally to be an enjoyable, fully engaging game.
Yeah, I would disagree with the first half. I thought the first half was god-awful football by both teams. But I did think the second half, and I love the way our defense played. And I know everybody has gotten after. I put some stuff out with Joe Barry deserves a lot of credit because, listen, were the Rams bad without Matthew Stafford? Absolutely. And Rippon's kid is not a great NFL quarterback. But when you're a bad team, you don't always do what you're supposed to do. And up to this point, Green Bay has been a pretty bad football team. But yesterday, the defense did what it was supposed to do. It suffocated a brutally bad offense. And you have to give credit where credit is due. And I thought in the second half, we did see some things to build on. The Aaron Jones touches, the big play to Christian Watson. I thought the offensive line played a lot better, especially in the second half. So there's things to build on. And that's all I've been saying all year is let's just get some things we can build off of. And that was what was so frustrating about during this losing streak is I didn't see any of that. So the good news yesterday, I thought the defense did exactly what it was supposed to do, and I thought offensively you saw some strides against the defense. That's a decent defense. So I think all in all yesterday, outside of no Lambeau leaps, I thought it was a good, solid victory against a bad football team.
A couple of guys really stood out, too. You mentioned defense. I just felt like they played with a fire. I mean, I don't know. I get exhausted saying, like, well, this team came out flat, whatever. Like, guys are going to be motivated. Guys are going to, but there's been something missing. Kind of felt to me like a couple of guys were told, okay, Rasul Douglas is gone. The chips are down. You're the man of the house now.
It's your time.
Right, yeah. Like Carrington Valentine, for example, back there seemed much more comfortable than we've seen. And they lost a guy, but it was kind of like maybe he was told, listen, Dad's out of the house. You're the man of the house this week. Go ahead, take it.
Yeah, I really thought the edge that the whole group played with, you saw, it's fun. You're supposed to go out and make plays and have fun. I don't want a bunch of robots out there. And I thought old 37, he made a couple of plays early in the game, and he's wagging his finger like Dikembe Mutombo. He's doing some stuff because you talked about coming up flat and not having energy. You got to bring your own energy. And a lot of times that's making a play, and then everybody rallies around that. I thought yesterday's defense, we saw a lot more of that, and that's the kind of stuff that you need to do more of because that group is going to continue to need to play better and better. If Green Bay is going to make a little run here and keep improving as a football team, what we saw yesterday from that defense is what we need to see more of moving forward.
As Ebby Calvin LaRousse said, hey, I love winning. It's like better than losing.
Who's that?
Nuke LaLoosh, remember?
I like that.
Man,
That's very poetic.
It's like better than losing.
Winning.
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know about his philosophy, but I like what he has to say there. I know that.
We'll talk again tomorrow, Tosh. Thanks, man.
You bet.
Business headlines are up next. Let me see. Not sponsored by anyone today, so we'll just give you the Milwaukee Business Journal's Linda Spice.
Nico's Premium Pizza comes to West Allis at 9638 West National Avenue. The product first launched as a menu item in a Waukesha County restaurant and then developed as a frozen pizza line. Customer demand for the pizza drove owner Ken Peters to then open his first full-service restaurant. About 100 UAW-represented Stellantis jobs in Milwaukee transferred to Illinois. The transfer is a result of a new contract with the company, which manufactures Jeep, Chrysler, and Ram vehicles. Johnson Controls welcomes several hundred employees relocating from its downtown Milwaukee location to Glendale. The company is putting the final touches on an estimated $6 million remodeling project at its suburban campus. I'm Linda Spice with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Chris McLean, co-owner of DBAT Brookfield, the baseball and softball training facility, had some special criteria when choosing a document imaging resource.
I think as a business owner, you're looking for a partner that when you need them, you know they're there and they can effectively communicate any sort of issue.
You chose your document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. How have they measured up?
They've checked all the boxes and then some.
And that included a great price on a color document imaging system from James, which is still today saving DBAT Brookfield time and money.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to outsource our color printing, which can be expensive. We can do it right here on demand, and it's been incredible value.
Chris, any advice for local companies looking for a special document imaging technology partner?
Yeah, I would say go to James Imaging.
It's easy to do. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. That's jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Hi, Dennis from White Lace Inn here. Since 1982, Bonnie and I have been providing comfortable elegance, sincere hospitality, and romantic getaways at the White Lace Inn in beautiful Door County. The White Lace Inn, 18 incredible rooms and suites within 4 Victorian homes, each with a beautiful queen or king-size bed. Enjoy a romantic fireplace and the warmth of a whirlpool for two. White Lace Inn gift certificates. It's the perfect holiday gift, and it's so easy, you can do it right now from your computer. Go to whitelaceinn.com and take a tour of each room, then click on the gift certificate icon or give us a call. In a few days, you'll receive your gift certificate, which never expires, in the mail along with a brochure to put under the tree. A gift certificate for White Lace Inn. It's a wonderful idea. The White Lace Inn on the Door County Peninsula is open every night of the year. Check out our website now, whitelaceinn.com. The White Lace Inn in beautiful Door County.
Your hometown hub for everything that matters. The latest news, traffic, weather, and sports on Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 8 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Monday, November 6th. Our top story, the Michael Mattioli murder trial begins after a years-long delay.
I'm Eric Bilstead. Trump to testify.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Still seeing some delays along westbound 94. We're looking at 10 minutes to get from downtown to the zoo, another 13 to get from the zoo to Highway 16. Eastbound side's backing up as well from the zoo into downtown. You're looking at 14 minutes, doubling up your normal 7. It's going to be backed up from 84th Street through the stadium. We've also got southbound 43, still very heavy from Silver Spring all the way down past Locust. Northbound slow out of the Kilburn Avenue area all the way up past Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Few showers this morning. We'll be moving on out. Increasing sunshine and a high of 66 degrees today. Partly cloudy tonight, low down to 42. Our temperature in Milwaukee at 57. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, after 3 years of delays, the trial of a former Milwaukee police officer accused of murder is set to begin with jury selection this morning. Michael Mattioli is accused of killing Joel Acevedo in an altercation the morning after a party at Mattioli's house. Defense attorney Jonathan Lavoie telling TMJ4 News the defense likely to focus on cause of death.
The prosecution is going to say that this was an asphyxiation based on the chokehold that caused an inability to breathe. The defense is going to say that this was a combination of some type of medical issue combined with the use of drugs and alcohol that may have been unforeseen by Mr. Mattioli.
Trial expected to last 1 to 2 weeks. Mattioli facing up to 40 years in prison. 20 years of extended supervision if convicted.
A trial in suburban New York could be key in the legislation of so-called deepfake images, as a student's accused of manufacturing pornographic images of classmates using AI technology and then spreading those images online. ABC's Jim Ryan following this case. He tells Wisconsin's Morning News why prosecuting people in cases like this can be problematic.
Technology is moving so fast. It's outpacing lawmakers' ability to keep up with it and to write legislation.
Nearly 90% of deepfake images circulating on the web are pornographic in nature.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken wrapping up the last leg of his Mideast visit, his most recent Mideast visit, with a stop in Ankara, Turkey. Blinken working with Israel and U.S. allies to contain the Israel-Hamas war from spreading into a regional war that could perhaps include Hezbollah or Iran.
Gazans describing a terrible night of intense Israeli airstrikes from the skies and sea. Also another communication blackout. That's the third one since Israel began its ground offensive against the terror group Hamas. Daylight revealing more destruction across the Strip and more bloodshed. The death toll now approaching 10,000. The UN says half are civilians. The Israeli army says overnight troops took control of a Hamas military compound in Gaza City, killing several commanders and destroying some tunnels. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Former President Donald Trump set to take the stand in his own defense today at his civil fraud trial in New York City. ABC's Aaron Katursky.
Former President Trump likes to boast about his business, but this is going to be the first time we see him on a witness stand answering hostile questions under oath. Trump's going to be seated in the courtroom next to a judge he has called wacko, an attorney general he called racist, so it sets up quite a tense and dramatic courtroom confrontation.
The former president and his eldest sons, who took the stand last week, are accused of grossly inflating their assets.
But we won't get to hear any of it. No,
right,
cameras, no recording in the New York courtrooms, but we'll have to wait for Katursky's recounting of the affairs. Coming up, quitting on the decline, why some companies find that problematic. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:06. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Walker Media Agency. Who designed your company website? Do you even remember? Does it tell your story? Does it drive customer traffic? If you are hesitating on the answers, you need to connect with my friend Matt Walker and Walker Media Agency. Matt and his team are talented, honest, transparent. Even when they're not the lowest bidder, they are the best value. They are looking for a long-term relationship to help your business grow. Find them at walkerwtmj.com or text Walker to 855-616-1620.
Attention value hunters, save on new Black Friday Now deals this week at Fleet Farm. Enjoy 20% off select sizes of our chocolate candies. Get a Food Saver vacuum sealing system for just $69.99. Stay warm and cozy with Mega Warmer 10-packs, 2 for $10. And stock up on softwood fuel pellets, 2 bags for only $11. Save big on everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm.
Whatever you do, don't buy an engagement ring or any piece of diamond jewelry
until you discover the all-new Diamonds Direct, opening very soon on Mayfair Road in front of Mayfair Mall. This is no ordinary jewelry store. Diamonds Direct is a global diamond powerhouse, started by former diamond wholesalers, a real direct importer bringing real price relief to Milwaukee. No middleman, direct importer prices on exquisite diamonds, straight from the diamond cutters. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, bands, more diamond jewelry than you've ever seen in one place at prices you never thought possible. Why pay 20 to 30% more than you need to? Diamonds Direct is here to revolutionize how people here buy diamonds once and for all, with a staggering selection and prices that will blow you away. All this plus a stunning showroom, unbeatable warranties and guarantees, free service for life on any purchase, and a luxurious shopping experience. Diamonds Direct, Milwaukee's direct diamond importer. Opening soon on Mayfair Road in front of Mayfair Mall.
The successful Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford is hiring an experienced bar manager. Make upwards of $60,000 a year with tips. Also hiring bartenders and barbacks. Make real money. Inquire today, start next week at the amazing Mine Shaft restaurant.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:08.
Southside Milwaukee Bakery, serving the community for more than half a century, has announced their closure, pending the sale of the building at 11th and Mitchell.
Owners of Lopez Bakery, Jorge and Cindy, share in a Facebook post that since the pandemic, the bakery has been hit with a series of challenges and family health issues, which have made it incredibly difficult to maintain the business's daily operations. In February, a community fundraiser had raised $15,000 to help the bakery stay afloat after a series of setbacks, including a January basement flood. Jorge and Cindy say the bakery will remain open until the sale of the building is finalized. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Governor Evers is directing more than $9 million in pandemic relief money to go towards a soccer stadium in downtown Milwaukee. It'd be in the Iron District. The Milwaukee Business Journal's Mark Cass says it's been a long time coming.
I mean, originally they were talking about having this thing up and running and playing in 2025. We'll see if that happens now. I think it's a stretch, maybe 26. We should know more about this, I would say, probably in the next couple months.
Milwaukee Pro Soccer still planning to hold its inaugural season in 2025.
A potential new problem for bosses.
Are you kidding? I didn't quit.
A year after employers had their hands full scrambling to keep staff around, more people are staying put at their jobs. The Wall Street Journal says turnover has declined so much, companies are finding themselves over budget and worried about keeping star employees happy because there's no room for upward movement. An October survey by Attico found 73% of workers plan to stay at their jobs. That's up from 61% last year. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Man, there's still something going on out there, though. I'm hearing again from more people, young and old. Help wanted sign up everywhere you go. Help wanted, help wanted, help wanted. And nobody's hiring.
Oh, so you make the phone call and they aren't actually looking for people?
Yeah, my kid can't get a job in New York. Everybody's hiring, but nobody's hiring. Where's that disconnect? Curious. Maybe they're hiring, but nobody's quitting. They're not loud quitting. They're not quiet quitting. They're just staying
They're
put.
working.
8:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Changing question. Are you keeping as much of your investment gains as possible? High taxes can erode returns quickly, so you need a tax-optimized portfolio. At Creative Planning, our money managers and specialists work together to make sure your portfolio and wealth are managed in a tax-efficient manner. It's what you keep that really matters. Why not give your wealth a second look? Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Exergen thermometers are a top choice of medical professionals at highly ranked hospitals across the U.S. Accuracy matters, so make Exergen the chosen thermometer for your home and family.
You just can't pass on Less is Glass. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Checking in with Debbie here at 11 minutes after 8.
All right, there we go. Sorry. Hit the wrong button. All righty. Eastbound 94 slowing down from 84th Street all the way through the stadium interchange. The westbound side is going to be a bit slow from about 35th Street through the stadium. Southbound 43 slowing from Silver Spring all the way down past Locust. The northbound side heavy from the Marquette up to Keefe. Even seeing some delays on the northbound side of 4394, hitting the brakes around Howard Avenue all the way up past the KK River. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
A few early showers, then increasing sunshine at a high of 66 degrees today. Right now, still at 57 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
8:12 on this Monday morning. Great to be with you on Wisconsin's Morning News. Day after a Packers win, so you got that going for you, which is nice. I don't really know how to process that anymore. It's not like it's going
what do
somewhere.
You mean?
Well, I mean, like, I'm happy that we won. I definitely enjoyed those several hours more than I have. But it's not the same feeling that normally you have of like, okay, well, we got to go next week and we got to, like, feel like that was better.
All right, good enough.
Actually, we should do that game. I want to do something else first, but we should do that game later in the show.
Okay.
Because that definitely was better. Always feels good Monday morning, though, after a Packers win. You want to talk about Badgers? Let's move on. The images are fake, but the victims are real. This is such a confusing story, and it's really super important because we got to get figured out. We covered this story this past week. Students at Nicolet High School, they were facing child pornography charges for posting a video of some fellow students who were engaged in some sort of sexual activity to social media. So what I have been reading is that somebody was doing their business over here and somebody recorded it, and then there was a breakup or something else precipitated the release of this video then on social media, or it got Snapchatted around or something of that nature. And we talked about that. That's going on at Nicolet High School involving actual video of something that happened. This is a totally different case out of suburban New York that is confusing authorities about what to do, because the naked pictures circulating around Westfield High School are fake. It's got real people's faces on, but fake naked bodies that have been AI'd into place. So you wouldn't know the difference looking at it, right? If it was a friend of yours or a classmate of yours, they send it around, and it apparently totally looks like these are naked pictures of the people involved. And they're not. So first of all, that's bad. But is it just mean, or is it illegal, since the pictures aren't actually real? And it's creating a real problem for prosecutors, because apparently this is on the Jersey side of the border. It's suburban New York City, but it's on the Jersey side, and the law isn't very clear on things like this.
Yeah, enough where they need to try to figure that out moving forward on this. So at least 30 girls were targeted. One student did serve a suspension, says the parent of one of the victims. Dorda Manny's 14-year-old daughter was one of the victims.
What has happened, it's not okay, and we should be teaching our boys that there will be consequences.
Yeah, so they're calling for some type of consequence, that you can't just get away with this type of thing. 14-year-old talking also.
I just feel like very uncomfortable and very scared. Like, a lot of other girls agree with me.
And it's a unique situation. It doesn't sound like it would be. You'd be like, oh, no, throw the book at him. But what book are you throwing? That's the big question.
Because what does the law say? You can't distribute child pornography, which if they're underage people, and like you had the situation in Nicolet, you have people who are under the age of 18 who are wittingly or unwittingly caught in this sex act. And that's so even the distributor of that or the possessors of that can run into trouble. And that's the conversation that we talked about last week that you got to have with your kids. If you get sent this stuff immediately to an adult, certainly don't send it anywhere else. But even just having that can put you on the hook for something, whether you ask for it or not. You got stuff of underage kids on your phone involved in sex. That's child pornography. You can't be in possession of that. So you got to get a trusted adult involved right away. You'd hope that would be mom or dad. If that doesn't work for you, then school resource officer, school principal, whatever. But put an end to it. But in this case, again, since the pictures aren't actually real, I mean, they involve real faces, but the nakedness is not real. So is that child pornography? It doesn't fit the definition that we know of that. So how do you go after and prosecute that?
And what's different, and I know there are differences, again, just playing devil's advocate, really, but I mean, what if you put a picture of someone's face on, the butt of a horse.
Okay, put my face on the horse.
Yeah.
And then you send it all around the office here.
Right.
Like, hey, look, I caught a picture of Vinny earlier today.
Yeah. And now that could be embarrassing for you. That could bother you. But
it's mean.
And now it's
actually, you know what? If it were the scenario we just drew up, it'd probably be pretty funny.
Right. But and I guess I bring that up as, what is considered embarrassing and what is considered graphic and what, where is the line? If there is a line that has to be drawn, where is it drawn?
And then there's the whole issue, if you want to extrapolate it out further about the conversation that we have to have is, what if it's completely AI'd, like pornographic material? So take out the real faces or whatever. If it's AI'd, quote unquote, child pornography, but it's not real, what is that then? Then you don't have a quote unquote victim, a child who has been victimized.
Right. Oh, man.
But you're getting into some terrible stuff that might encourage a person who possesses that to then act out and to try to actually live out some of the fantasies that are playing out there. What is that? And we don't have answers for that right now. I don't know that any nation does, really. I mean, on an individual basis, on a state-by-state basis, apparently, according to ABC's Jim Ryan, who joined us live this morning talking about it, a number of state legislatures are starting to take this up and to try to dive into it. But it's a hard conversation because you don't know what right is.
Right. It's amazing where by no means am I defending the kid who did this, but just having no idea, being that ignorant to the consequences of your actions, like to realize that what you're doing is significantly incorrect.
Yes.
What in the world are you thinking?
And that's the other hard part too. And whether it's this or any other juvenile activity that's, illegal, you get into the teenage brain, and like I said last week,
they process differently.
We never had this problem of the naked pictures of each other because we didn't have an HD camera in our back pocket at our disposal. You'd have had to grab your parents' camera, shoot a roll of film, and take it to Walgreens to have it developed. Not non-starter, right? So I don't know what my 15-year-old brain or 16-year-old brain, how it would have processed any sort of temptation to do that because you couldn't do it.
But imagine your 15-year-old brain seeing a picture of you that's been AI'd and seeing that getting sent around the school.
And then running around the school as people are teasing you or bullying you, and you say, that's not me. Sure, it's not. It's actually not me. And then how do you repair that damage?
Right.
You wonder if there is, where you could have some action on this, is civil litigation might move quicker than criminal litigation or criminal statutes and things like that, because you could still make an argument, whether it be defamation whether it be, there are, what do we call it when you're revenge porn?
Yes,
that's been something that people have been, that legislatures have been taking up.
Yeah, and that took a few years to crack down across the country, but that's
something where you and your significant other may have exchanged videos of one another or whatever, and then you break up, and then one party just decides, oh yeah, here's what I'm going to do with that. And that's being made illegal in legislatures across the country. Nothing that deals with this. The difficult thing is it's not real. The pictures are fake, but the victims are real. Not sure how they're going to move forward on that. 8:20 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Checking in with Debbie Lazica here. We'll get an update on the roads.
All right. Southbound on 43, going to be a little slow from Bender Road, pretty much all the way down past Keefe. A couple pockets of heavy traffic heading into the Marquette, too, but nothing major. We've got the northbound side slowing down from Fond du Lac Avenue up past Keefe as well. The other heavy spot is going to be on 94 eastbound. Lots of company there coming in from 84th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. By the time you hit 35th Street, you should be good to go in towards the Marquette. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Traffic sponsored by the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services, WI.com.
Upgrade to a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower in as little as a day or two with the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com today.
You can have the power of Jeff Wagner. My head is getting ready to explode. In the palm of your hands, whenever and wherever you want. Just look up The Jeff Wagner Show on Apple, Spotify, the WTMJ app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Because you keep voting the same people in over and over again. The same judges, the same district attorney, the same members of the Common Council, the same members of the County Board, and nothing changes. And don't forget, you can still listen to me live from noon to 3 on WTMJ.
And now, time for the Matzik Morning Minute. Take it away, Greg Matzik.
Packers quarterback Jordan Love completes 20 of 26 passes for 228 yards and a touchdown. The Packers snap a 4-game losing streak with a 20-3 win over the Rams.
Offense played good, defense balled out, special teams were able to make some plays, and it's never going to be perfect, but I think just the position we were able to put ourselves in, when we come out with a win, it definitely is going to help us, and we just got to keep stacking it going forward.
The Packers scored 10 of their 20 points in the fourth quarter to put things away, holding Los Angeles to just one second-quarter field goal. Next up for the Packers, a road trip to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers on Sunday. Back to work for the Bucs tonight on the road in Brooklyn to take on the Nets. Milwaukee with a weekend off sports a record of 3-2. The Nets are 3-3. Coverage of tonight's game gets underway at 6 o'clock on WTMJ. And college basketball ramps up this week. The Milwaukee Panthers take on UW Stout tonight at the Klotzy Center. Hear the game on 101.7 The Truth at 7 o'clock. Marquette begins the season ranked 5th in the Associated Press top 25. Golden Eagles on the home floor tonight against Northern Illinois. Hear the game on 94.5 ESPN at 7:30.
Sports is sponsored by Holiday Automotive at Highway 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip.
Greg Mansick here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. Hey, find your next vehicle, score enticing offers, get more for your trade, and navigate today's car market with confidence all in one place. Choose a new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC that's in stock today, or reserve one that's on the way. Or check out a GM-certified pre-owned model. Find yours. Enjoy genuine guest care that makes fans of customers like me, and discover the difference at Holiday Automotive. Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
This is WTMJ's Jeff Wagner for Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattresses. Built Right's Black November deals and Veterans Day sale is on now. It's all about your comfort, your style, and your home at Built Right. 4 generations, 95 years strong. Built Right always saves you money. The 3rd and 4th generation family members are on hand working in the store along with their amazing team with over 400 years of experience. You'll find thousands of items in stock for guaranteed delivery by the holidays. USA made, small scale, Amish made, real solid wood. Built Right has furniture and mattresses for everyone, from petite to plus size, and they can work with your budget, including heavy-duty furniture and mattresses that hold up to 600 pounds. 48 models of power lift recliners in stock. A Built Right gift certificate is a great holiday gift, and they are available in any amount. Shop Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. For personalized shopping, call to book an appointment. Sunday they're closed to be with family. When you get there, be sure to tell them WTMJ's Jeff Wagner sent you to locally and family-owned Built Right Furniture, 5430 West Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
8:25 Wisconsin's Morning News. This Monday morning, Packers 20-3 winners over the Los Angeles Rams. Got the Pittsburgh Steelers coming up again at noon on Sunday.
All right, so that was good, right? Big win.
Yeah.
Feeling better.
Will you engage with us here? Let's play the game. We should almost do this every week.
Okay.
Maybe. You like that? Oh, I stole it from Kirk Cousins. You like that? Did you see that hilarious ad?
Oh, the Packers fans loving Kirk Cousins because he's just such a nice guy.
So if you didn't get it, that's born directly out of is it Netflix that's doing
that quarterback thing? Yeah.
It's a great series. It's very similar in some ways to Hard Knocks, which is these behind-the-scenes, full access interviews plus like really cool video that you never see of what guys go through in the NFL. And Netflix has this series called Quarterbacks, and 3 featured quarterbacks include Kirk Cousins of the Vikings. The first episode, I was about to start watching it, and we watched about a minute of it, and it's Kirk Cousins reading to his kids. So this is the Vikings quarterback, the guy you want to hate, right? Our arch enemy, He seems like a really good guy.
He's like an awesome dude.
So he's reading to his kids and he's saying nice stuff. And my wife immediately says, I can't watch this because I know I'm going to like this guy and I don't want to like this guy. We're all sucked in. We're a few episodes in. But this commercial, then they show this guy. He's all packered up. He's got his gear on. He's going to watch the game at somebody's house. He walks in the living room. And they're all wearing Vikings gear.
Yep.
We're like, what gives? And he's like, well, Kirk Cousins. I mean, he's a really nice Viking.
Just like him.
Just like him.
Against him.
That was fun.
How about a win's a win? I'll take that. That's too many.
That's a good. Well, you could go wins a win. 855-616-1620, Old National Bank talk and text line. What are your 3 words there?
You got one?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got a whole list. You ready? You're offsides.
Again.
Yes, you offsides. You're lined up wrong. That was 4. Where's Simone Biles?
Where is Simone Biles? Why is it? I find that very interesting that we don't see her dominating our TV screen.
Give me 1 shot, 2 shots. Was she? I mean, entirely possible she wasn't there this last week.
But she was 2 weeks ago. Watching the game, she's tweeting about it and stuff like that. Her husband had a good game yesterday.
Jonathan Owens, very nice game. I've been critical of him, but he had a very nice game.
I find that very interesting, the difference between the coverage of when Biles is at Lambeau versus anything that happens with Taylor Swift. I'm just very curious about that. Is that her doing? Is it because Biles isn't interested in having the camera in front of her all the time? You made an interesting point. Is it because she doesn't have a suite to sit in?
Like, where is her seat, right? Is she's not in the premier suite. She's not buying one herself.
Well, so when Kansas City comes to town, though, don't you think both of them will be there, that Swift will be there, and then
yes, because she said she'll be at that game as well. Taylor Swift is said to be coming to Green Bay for the primetime game. It's on NBC. NBC, of course, is your Olympic station for 10,000 years.
That's
right. I think, no, seriously, they signed a contract for the next 10,000 years. They're going to have the Olympics. No, but so for sure they'll want to feature Simone Biles. Beat the Steelers?
Steelers are typically a pretty good team.
Getting some here on the Old National Bank talk and text line.
All right, you ready?
Yep. Meh. Okay. Win some more. That's Carolyn Kewaskum.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
Run the table.
Yes.
Could you imagine? It's not, but could you imagine?
It'd be incredible.
If they won out, they just got white hot. Finally. Okay, that one works too.
Hey, well done. Now, you got to win the ones you got. So even if you're playing against Mark Rippon's, godson or whoever that was at quarterback, nephew or
I think it was
cousin.
nephew. Yeah, right.
Whoever that guy was playing quarterback for the Rams.
And not exactly like a direct dissension would also be like, ooh, wow.
At one point,
it's not
I
Charlie
think it was
Woods.
just one of the guys selling popcorn in the concourse that was there.
It was somehow related. Right. All right, give me one more.
All right, here we go.
This one's mine. Bears lost again. 8:30 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
The average 30-year fixed rate is about the highest it's been in 23 years. But low overhead AccuNet still has some special 30-year fixed rate money for first-time Wisconsin homebuyers at a rate of 6.875%. That's right, 6.875 on a 30-year fixed with an APR as low as 7.05, with as little as 3% down. Household income limits apply and vary by household size and the county in which your new home is located. Now, you might be thinking this is too good to be true, but it is true, and it gets even a little better. AccuNet can also provide a 10-year fixed second mortgage at an APR of 6.875 to cover the minimum 3% down payment and closing costs. First-time buyers in today's market have an advantage. You don't have a home to sell, and the housing market is a little less competitive all of a sudden, too. Hear that sound? That's opportunity knocking. Answer the door and click on the blue button today at AccuNet.com for your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval. That's ACCUNET.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
Can you help me come up with a good catchphrase?
Catchphrase?
You know, like YOLO.
How about BOGO?
What does it mean?
BOGO means buy one, get one.
Ah.
Now through Monday at Hasselus, buy a mattress,
Bo,
and get a box spring free.
Go.
Or take an equal amount off an adjustable base.
YOLO BOGO.
But if you wait too long, this deal is
no mo.
Find a self-service showroom near you or shop online at Hasselus.com.
The all-new Potawatomi Casino Hotel has something you gotta see. Play more slots and games, and you could say, "Show me the money," to reveal up to 10 grand each Thursday. 800,000 in prizes is up for grabs. 40 winners each week. This October and November at Potawatomi, Milwaukee, when you're ready to win, just say, "Show me the money." More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
It's 8:33. I'm Adam Roberts. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Monday, November 6th. Your top story, Michael Mattioli heads to trial.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Southbound on 43 slowing down from before Silver Spring pretty much all the way down past Locust. Northbound side is going to be heavy right around the North Avenue curve up to Keefe. Eastbound 94 is our other heavy spot, going to be slow from 76th Street all the way through to about 35th. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Going to be a bit breezy in your storm team forecast from meteorologist Brendan Johnson today. Highs in the mid-60s. Those winds could gust over 40 miles per hour at times today. Low down to around 42 and partly cloudy overnight tonight. Right now, breezy and 59 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, after nearly more than 3 years of delays for that matter, the trial of a former Milwaukee police officer accused of murder begins with jury selection today. Michael Mattioli is accused of killing Joel Acevedo in an altercation the morning after a house party at Mattioli's residence in April of 2020. Defense attorney Jonathan Lavoie telling TMJ4 News the defense is likely to focus on cause of death in the case.
The prosecution is going to say that this was an asphyxiation based on the chokehold that caused an inability to breathe. The defense is going to say that this was a combination of some type of medical issue combined with the use of drugs and alcohol that may have been unforeseen by Mr. Mattioli.
The trial is expected to last 1 to 2 weeks, and Mattioli faces 40 years in prison and 20 years of extended supervision if convicted. A first-of-its-kind road layout being implemented near UW-Milwaukee aims to improve equity between cars and bikes, but has caused some confusion for those using the road. The stretch of Edgewood Avenue between Oakland and Lake now will feature advisory bike lanes, which includes 2 lanes for parking and bikes and 1 singular lane for traffic. Daily cyclist Randy Seipluk telling TMJ4 News he's worried the new layout will add further uncertainty to an already busy stretch of road.
This grid of Edgewood Avenue was probably laid out in the 19th century. It's been fine for probably 150 years. It's a busy road, and to have cars approaching each other in the same lane, I don't think is a good idea.
Research done at the University of San Jose has shown a 44% reduction in traffic crashes on roads implementing the bicycle advisory lanes. And the Packers snapping a 4-game losing streak with their win over the Rams Sunday, building a rare halftime lead and keeping the Rams' offense off balance throughout the day.
The Packers had been outscored 73-9 in the first half of their last 5 games. On Sunday, thanks to Aaron Jones, the Packers held their first halftime lead since Week 2.
Certainly to be able to give him the ball as much as we did today, it helps our offense. He's a dynamic player.
24 touches, 99 scrimmage yards for Jones.
Usually good things happen when the ball's in his hands. I know he had the fumble, and he said he had to make up for that, and I think he's done that. I mean, he's done so much for us over the course of the 5 years that I've been here. And
Greg Matzik, WTMJ Sports.
Indeed we do. Next up for the Packers, a trip to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers on Sunday. Speaking of things we like, the market's green at the opening bell on your WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow up 58 points this morning to 34,120. The S&P with modest gains to 4,367. And the NASDAQ is up 50 points to 13,528. It's time for your investment and retirement strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button now. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts. Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 8:37.
Coming up, it's called Grok. No, seriously, that's the name of it.
Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
Chris McLean, co-owner of DBAT Brookfield, the baseball and softball training facility, had some special criteria when choosing a document imaging resource.
I think as a business owner, you're looking for a partner that when you need them, you know they're there and they can effectively communicate any sort of issue.
You chose your document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. How have they measured up?
They've checked all the boxes and then some.
And that included a great price on a color document imaging system from James, which is still today saving DBAT Brookfield time and money.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to outsource our color printing, which can be expensive. We can do it right here on demand, and it's been incredible value.
Chris, any advice for local companies looking for a special document imaging technology partner?
Yeah, I would say go to James Imaging.
It's easy to do. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. That's jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Hey, I know what it's like. Your knees hurt, your hip doesn't feel right, your back hurts as soon as you take that first step after waking up. Well, don't let it sideline you any longer. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. Call QC Kinetics now. It's the future of pain relief. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. They restore and repair that damaged joint tissue, and they do it the natural way. It's the science of using properties from your own body to bring you that lasting relief that you're looking for with no drugs and no downtime, with advanced protocols that can get you moving again. And that's what you want to be doing. Well, get started now so you can live big in 2024. Talk about a great use of your FSA and HSA. QC Kinetics offers advanced regenerative treatments, and folks are getting amazing results. Call QC Kinetics. A free consultation awaits. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
With a K or with a C? I asked you this before, I forgot.
It's with a K.
Grok.
That's right.
Grok.
That's what it's called. Got to get to it. Artificial intelligence news.
If my intelligence is artificial, then why am I smarter than you?
So Elon Musk is launching his new artificial intelligence venture.
Despite having said, what's he on record as having said? There's a chance better than zero that AI will kill us all.
Yes. He has said that.
That's a quote.
He has said that.
Bullseye.
He has also said that 80% chance that it's great.
Okay.
So that you just got to be, a lot of great things we can do with AI, but we got to be smart. It's basically what he is most recently.
So he's launching good
said on the
AI.
matter. So Grok, as it's called,
Grok,
is the name of his AI. It's an AI bot. He says right now it's only available to a certain number of people before it's released on X Premium Plus, which costs about $16 a month. Now you may be wondering, why is it called
Grok?
Grok. The newly launched Grok draws its name from the science fiction novel Stranger in a Strange Land. Grok means to understand so thoroughly that the object of observation becomes a part of the observer. That is Grok.
Stop laughing.
I think it's a weird name, but I suppose it'll stick.
Oh, why? Yeah. A name's a name. Chat GPT, is that a better name?
Yeah, no.
So he expects
That's the one that's free. You can already do that, right?
ChatGPT is already around.
Is that Google?
So, yeah, I think they might be connected to that one. I get them mixed up a little bit. But that one, he believes that Grok will move faster and do more than ChatGPT could.
So his bot is better.
Yes, apparently.
Does he want to fight anyone over at Google?
I want to see. He hasn't said that yet. I want to see him have like Grok fight somebody.
Yeah, right. Put him head to head.
Going to
have him play chess or something like that.
It could be anything, or you could have him doing Some kind of rap off or something. It'd be great. Anything.
A rap battle.
Rap battle?
Between two AIs, but it has to be in that voice. It can't be like it has to be in computer voice.
Yes. So who knows? Maybe that's next as a way to incorporate more interest into this matter. But Grok is coming to a computer near you.
For $16.
Correct. To start.
8:41 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Grok.
We do have some backups along southbound on 43 coming in from before Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. And just watch out for that. Give yourself about 5 extra minutes to get through that whole stretch from Brown Deer Road. Northbound side's a little bit slow from North Avenue all the way up past Keefe. Eastbound 94, just that little bit of a heavy ride right through the stadium interchange. Oh, and by the way, be our eyes on the road. You can report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda during Mazda's Season of Inspiration. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Traffic is sponsored by Weniger Compressor, ready to service any facility at pressureisoff.biz.
Servicing world-class Wisconsin manufacturers for 9 decades. Contact Weniger Compressor at pressureisoff.biz.
Weniger Compressor.
Vince Vitrano here for Absolute Comfort HVAC. Worst time to start asking if you got an HVAC guy or, hey, do you know somebody that does like furnaces and stuff? It's when your furnace has already quit on you. I've turned over a new leaf. I'm actually having my furnace and my air conditioner properly serviced.
There you go. Good for you.
Perfect. I had Brent was out at the house this last week and his son Drew. So great family-owned company, kind of folks you love to work with. Okay, that's Absolute Comfort HVAC. And what I signed up for is the fall furnace tune-up bundled with the spring AC tune-up. So it's one price of $150 plus some tax in there. And then so you get Brent or Drew or somebody else from the team. They come over. They clean out all the stuff. They found a couple of things they actually didn't like about my furnace. They're like, this isn't draining right. You know, the condensation.
Yep.
I don't know. He explained it all to me.
You're like,
Yeah, okay.
You acted
right.
like you knew what you was talking
Yeah, no,
about.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I was looking at that, actually, Brent.
Wondering about the condensation.
A couple little things, though, that they wanted to do differently. They cleaned some stuff off. They check everything. They check that it's working. And what you get mostly out of, besides the cleanup and all the stuff, is like, now I have peace of mind that it's not going to quit on me when you need it most. My furnace last quit when I had it replaced on New Year's Day. That wasn't cheap. Here's the other cool thing about the bundle. You get the fall furnace tune-up, bundle that with the spring AC tune-up, again, for about $150 plus a little tax. Then you're like in this club. You're in the family here with Absolute Comfort HVAC. So they'll throw in discounts on parts and equipment. And then also no fees for any emergency repairs. It's Absolute Comfort HVAC. They're your HVAC guy now. AbsoluteComfortWI.com.
Old National Bank.
I just got your home equity loan, and this feeling of joy and exhilaration overcame me.
Yeah, it's a phenomenon we call getting old.
Wow, so I'm not the only one?
No, small business owners feel it with expansion loans. Families feel it when they're setting up trusts and 529s. Nonprofits who need financing to help the community. And anyone who needs investment advice, they all feel it.
So it's not just me?
No, you're in a pretty big club.
Like a club I can join?
I really don't.
Is there at least a secret handshake?
Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Old National. Get old. Member FDIC.
At Semper Fi, we wholeheartedly believe that our reputation is everything. And around the office and work sites, I like to say that our reputation is like the little campfire we all huddle around for life. And every time we produce a project, we all have to take a little piece of that fire, and it's our responsibility to keep it going. Every time we keep a promise, it fuels the fire. Every time we deliver on an expectation, it fuels the fire. We started out as a mom and pop roofing shop, and the reputation we've built and our commitment to it has made us into the company we are today. I've found that people really value a company that truly cares about their reputation, and I know that it attracts the kind of like-minded individuals that we're proud to have on our team. At Semper Fi, we work hard not to tarnish our reputation, and that's what will make your decision to work with us one you won't regret. We're Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, and you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Returning to Milwaukee, the world's greatest Pink Floyd experience, Brit Floyd, celebrating 30 years of the Division Bell, Friday, April 5th at the Riverside Theater. Brit Floyd, the Pulse Tour. Tickets on sale now at papstheatergroup.com.
8:46 on Wisconsin's Morning News trial finally expected to begin today. That former Milwaukee police officer more than 3 years ago accused of killing a guy at a house party. The former Milwaukee cop is Michael Mattioli. He is charged with first-degree reckless homicide in the death of 25-year-old Joel Acevedo. Accused of placing him in a chokehold, Mattioli was off duty at the time. The party was at his house. I mean, scandal on the front end of COVID as we were all still in lockdown, and you had a rogue cop party taking place in Milwaukee.
Little house party.
Yep. So that shouldn't have been happening nonetheless. But the more serious matter at hand, obviously, according to Mattioli and others who were at the party, there was concern that the house guest, Acevedo, was stealing from, I don't know if it was Mattioli himself or somebody at the party, accusing him of going through people's pockets or whatever. That's when this fight broke out. And then, according to witnesses in the criminal complaint, Mattioli had Acevedo in a hold even when police officers arrived. The sticking point is going to be, how is the defense frame this and the cause of death, which was ruled a homicide by the medical examiner's office. Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel has kind of a comprehensive timeline up. What happened was Acevedo was found to be in distress when officers arrived, took him to the hospital, and he died several days later after this altercation. So, according to the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, they go back through some of the things that were shared with prosecutors, some of the things that are in the charging documents. It said, afterward, Mattioli told investigators he, quote, didn't suffocate the guy. I had my arms around his neck, yes, and I held him there, but I didn't suffocate the guy. I didn't press hard enough. I'm not stupid. I know what's deadly force and what's not. So that pretty well frames what his defense is going to be. Yeah, okay, I tussled with this guy, I had him in a hold, but there's something else at play here. Medical examiner's office did rule it a homicide, cause of death asphyxiation, I believe. But the hurdle to cross here for the defense is going to see, were there other mitigating factors? Was there drug and alcohol use that could have contributed to this? Were there other things? One of the reasons that the trial was delayed for so many years is they couldn't find the ME.
The medical examiner disappears.
Brian Peterson, is that name right? I think that's who it was. Longtime medical examiner in Milwaukee County abruptly resigned. There was actually some dispute over whether he resigned or got fired. But anyway, he was done. All of a sudden just gone. And then by gone, I mean they couldn't find him. And they needed him to testify in some of the preliminary hearings for this thing.
Now, there was some people frustrated with this. The lawyers for Acevedo and Acevedo's family were frustrated, saying that, well, why do you need this ME even to be there? Can't another ME interpret the studies that were found, the records and results of the autopsy?
Which was kind of where I was coming down until you think about maybe because of what the defense is going to be for Mattioli's people, maybe you need that ME in there to be cross-examined by one of your experts and say, well, did you look for this? Well, did you look for this? Was this a factor? And if you don't have that person, maybe that's something to do with it. Nonetheless, trial is set to begin today. First day or two, usually pretty boring. It's jury selection, and I imagine that could be lengthy. You have to try to find a jury that hasn't somehow been tainted by all the news coverage. This story was widely covered for now years. Even at that, just because you know about it doesn't mean you can't serve on the jury. You'd have to be able to suggest that, no, I can be impartial. I haven't made up my mind here. But that's the front end of it, which begins today at the Milwaukee County Courthouse. Wanted to get this in. I got time to squeeze this in. Some troubling poll numbers out for the future of the nation. Not good for the sitting president, not necessarily good for the leading Republican alternative either. Tough to get a substantial number of Americans to agree on anything these days, but most of us seem to think that things are not going well.
Voters are just plain frustrated across the board. 76% of adults in this poll say the country is headed in the wrong direction. Only 23%, less than a quarter of the country, say that we're headed on the right track.
3/4 of us, things aren't going well. Wrong direction.
Well, when do you ever turn on the TV or read a headline where you feel good about stuff? Like
right. Yeah, things are okay here. That was ABC News political director Rick Klein on this ABC News Ipsos poll. A lot of stuff in there. How does it shape up for the leading candidates? Klein again on those results.
29% of Americans saying they're more likely to vote for a Democrat who isn't the current president. As for Donald Trump, 31% say they're more likely to vote Republican if the nominee isn't Trump. And in both of those cases, the number of independents even higher. About 38% in both of those matchups say they're more likely to vote for that party if the current frontrunner is not the nominee.
Okay, so things aren't going well. And the leading Democrat and the leading Republican in the race for president are both guys that a substantial chunk don't want either. Not like wouldn't vote for, like don't want them to be running.
Right.
Want some other choices. But that being the case, how are we on this sort of runaway train that seems to be leading to only that?
Typically, though, isn't this what happens, though, when, especially with candidates like these two that have been around for a while, where it's all about fearing the other candidate or hating the other candidate, so you vote for the other candidate, right? And that's what's happened here. We've heard so much about these two guys for so long, over so many, course of many, many years. There's been so much happening in the news regarding both of them that has many Americans, many voters a little annoyed or irked or fearful of what the future looks like.
You see any possibility President Biden doesn't see the nomination through?
I that percolated yesterday.
More
it popped
stuff
up
out there.
Yeah, David Axelrod was among those who said that yesterday. Now, Axelrod, I think, has always had a little bit of a weird history with Biden anyway, but he was
Democratic
one of the ones,
operative was important in the Obama election and then served under Obama.
Yeah. Basically saying, now might be the time to get out and let someone else. There's still time for someone else to jump in. I don't even know who that would be, though.
So that's being said out loud now in some Democratic circles. Not all, but some. Yeah, this guy who announced, the congressman out of Minnesota guy, who announced, all right, I'm gonna run in the election. I'm going to seek the Democratic nomination. And immediately colleagues on the Democratic side were like, I don't really see that being viable. So
or helpful.
Or helpful, right.
Right.
So I don't know what comes of it, but nonetheless, Americans are frustrated. They don't really like the choices, but yet we're on this runaway train to that
again,
shaping up for the 2025 election.
Voters are just plain frustrated across the board.
24, I skipped a year. 8:53 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
When you need news the most.
Police in South Milwaukee continuing to investigate.
In Washington, D.C., history happening on the House floor.
We are here for you.
Looks like we've got a broken down vehicle.
A power outage in West Allis has affected class at several schools.
We are Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
Well, things are slowing down still a little bit along southbound 43. We're looking at 16 minutes to get from Brown Deer Road into downtown. So just watch out for that. Your typical areas from Silver Spring down past Locust. Northbound's got one little pocket of heavy traffic north of North Avenue up to about Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for one of the very special places in our community. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. They offer early memory loss classes. They take care of people in your family who have dementia symptoms or other related cognitive declines. I'll tell you what,